What's up, guys? This is Hyce, and welcome to Office Hours for December 2023. Allegedly. It's fine. Scheduling stuff is hard. There's lots of shit going on. I apologize. But yes, anyways, today's Office Hours, we're going to go through answering your railroading questions. As always, I have a large number of questions still to get through from our previous post. The caffeine hasn't worked yet today. Sorry, we'll get there. I definitely woke up, couldn't fall back asleep, and then fell back asleep like way later, and I probably should have just stayed up, so I'm kind of like, meh, but we'll figure it out. I've got a big Coke Zero from Wendy's. We're working on it. Anyways, yes, we're answering your railroading questions today. We're going to be joined by a number of different folks in Discord. It looks like we got Brett, Jersey, and Midland in chat so far. We'll see if anyone else pops in, but I see that we've got a couple top chats right away. Farm Shop Chronicles, thank you for gifting a membership. And then Corey Gibson. So it begins. Why are vampires afraid of big corporations? Because of the many stakeholders. Fair enough. Thank you, my friend. All right. Without further ado.
6325, return to Steam.
You were already here. That was just canned soundboard usage.
I literally just said that.
That's literally just canned soundboard usage. You're getting a for that. All right. Anyways.
We seem to have a good number of those around here.
Flaming assholes? Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens. All right. Well, let's see. Getting into the questions, obviously, top chats, we'll be taking a look at what questions you post in top chats and in chat, and any really good ones in the moment. Just let me know, one of you three, if you would be so kind, and then we'll try and answer those, but I'm going to work through the pre-asked questions, and we'll go down that way.
Luckily, it seems to just be a lot of puns and keep up the great work kind of a thing at the moment.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Pierce Madness. Great to see that Office Hours is up. Keep up the great work. Thank you. We will do our best. All right. From Sonic Nick 5192. Question you get asked a lot at work that you and others don't know. What wood is B21 and the other passenger coaches made of, both structural and decorative?
Yes.
I will guess first before punting to Brett, because I think I know most other than the siding. Most structural things tend to be white oak. There's a lot of mahogany in terms of the interior and the prettiness. Although they use a lot of everything depending on the car. And then the siding, I don't know what the siding is. I was trying to think of it. Is it supposed to historically be fur? Or...
It depends on the car.
Okay.
I can't speak to the spec for everybody. Modern spec a lot of the time is either mahogany, staggeringly enough, or what the DNS uses is Spanish cedar for siding.
Ooh.
There's also a good deal of fur in the structure of cars because old growth fur is actually pretty strong, especially when you truss it.
Right.
And then walnut in some of the detail work as well.
Ooh. Yes. We like that. Okay. Well, hopefully that helps. And yeah, Brett is much more a wood person than I, so he would know much than me.
They let me play with saws for some reason.
It's true. Hey man, the even the saw stop, despite it being the safe thing, still scary. So, you know.
Yeah.
KFB 2001 US asks, your instructional videos are just great. Any more info regarding the frame and suspension of steam locomotives would be good. I opened SolidWorks explicitly for this, or expressly for this, not explicitly, whatever. I keep using that word wrong.
You came prepared, ladies and gentlemen.
I did. So, and by I came prepared, Brett was prepared. So Brett redrew the frame of our choo-choo here. We don't have the suspension done yet, but... Oh, and I didn't make the main rod a part of the rods folder. Look at me. I'm just going to suppress all of the things that we don't need to take a look at for the sake of the frame.
You can also jump into the assembly file just for the frame.
I could, but the greater context is helpful too.
That's true. This is very true.
And then, let's see, pilot Oh, is the whole pilot a whole thing? We can probably just yeet that bit of it. Let's see. Kapow. All right. I mean, so the general principle in most locomotive frame designs that I've seen, obviously coming from the experience of working on little piddly narrow gauge things rather than big mainline steam engines. And when I start 5629's frame, it's just a really, 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 really big, thick, ridiculous version of this. So it seems that the general thought principle is pretty much there. You tend to have two different frame rails, one that runs over the top of everything, and then one that either runs through the middle or the bottom of these pedestals here, which is actually where the driver boxes run. Montezuma, of course, which is what this is a little strange in that it's so high up, but she's very small and very early and very strange. Most locomotives tend to have the second frame rail come down a little bit lower, and then the continuation of the second frame rail is known as the binder strap, because you have to be able to drop the wheel sets out. And so these sit in tapered blocks that actually hold up and tie things into the frame. So yeah, so with these on, you hold these pedestals as one piece. When you remove the binders and everything, you can actually get the wheel sets dropped out. And so theoretically, it's a continuous frame piece. And you can basically assume that by the fact that these are tapered pieces that wedge things together and hold them together really, really tightly around everything. But it allows for freedom of motion in the driver box, which is set by then our lollipop right here, which is what actually sets a wedge and allows the driver box to have a certain amount of lateral or not. And I see SolidWorks showing up in chat saying, "Go away, it's not Montezuma's stream." Poo on you. You're being educational today, asshole. We're gonna give SolidWorks one of the flaming asshole. One of those. Thank you. We'll get to the rest of the top chats in a second. But that's kind of the overarching thing as far as length of frame. And then it typically has many intersecting points with the cylinder saddle, which is usually a casting. Of course, we're a little weird here with the Zoomy boy. And then you have several cross spreaders that hold the width of the frame. And then the sizing of everything kind of depends on that. On more modern locomotives that have more modern valve gear, you'll typically see valve gear hangers integrated into the frame to hold up all sorts of things in the nature of the valve gear components and all that. And the frame's generally designed to transmit the force of all of the train. So you'll have a dedicated buffer, and it's usually got a spring buffer or dedicated buff draw surface on the rear towards the tender end of things. I don't know. Anything else frame-wise, Brett, would you say?
Only that just because somebody in the comments is going to say this, because they always do. This is the general practice for American locomotives. American engines have
Very
what's generally referred to as a bar frame. British locomotives are completely different. They're going to have what's called a plate frame. If you want to learn more about that, look up videos of building locomotives from like the LMS on YouTube, and you can actually see them do it.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah, this is we do American train things here. As much as everyone would like us to do all train things, we only have the experience with what we have. So, yeah, that's a whole thing. Suspension wise, we've talked about it a couple times on the channel. I would really just recommend you go watch the Animagraphs Big Boy video. That will do more for your understanding of suspension than I can show in any way. Because he set that up right. The animation's not 100% right in terms of how the suspension actually articulates, but it'll get you a key understanding of the pieces. And knowing that, in general, they try to set them up as a tripod with 3 groupings of suspension so that you have the 3-legged chair dilemma taken care of, 3 versus 4-leg chair thing. Knowing that that's there is probably your biggest bet there. So anyway. Yeah, good question. Let me see. Got that one done. I see a bunch of top chats coming in, so we will go drive up here. Southern Pacific AC9, half a year as a brakeman with you great people. Here's to more. Thanks, man. Roman 1225. Hey, Hyce, how are you today? You ever have that moment in the Deer Valley where you line the turntable and start moving the locomotive only for it to freely spin away from the track? You'll put the clip in Discord. No, it usually seems to lock in pretty well on my end. So I don't know if I've had that happen. Maddie super chatted something and then retracted the message, but thank you for the $2. Official DNRGW. We're back for 11 months. Anyway, your bank hates me because there's this guy called Western Pacific taking my money. Gotta get to the bottom of this. Yeah, the WP really wants all your cash, last I checked. So, all right, let's see. Hey, from Maddie, a second one. Starting your own HO scale layout. Any tips for newbies? Also, did you hear about the Big Boy Tour? Goodness, any tips for newbies? I'm not the best at layout stuff myself. I've been doing that little walkthroughs build along thing, and that's where I've done the most scenery in anything I've done in a long time. I think that the biggest thing is just like take patience and go slow when you're trying to do some of this stuff, and make sure you do it the right way the first time, and you'll have better success. I filmed the rest of the third episode yesterday, and I was a little bit too impatient with my glue, and that led to me undoing and redoing some things with more glue. So that's the biggest pitfall I've run into on that project yet. But it seems like if you just take like a thoughtful, slow approach, you'll have a pretty good, successful time. And did I hear about the Big Boy Tour? Yes. It's very exciting. I'm excited for it to go out and go run and go see it again. So maybe this time, God damn it. Last time, it wasn't the last time the Big Boy ran, because that was when Brett and I saw it in July. But it did something in June. I think they did a test run. And I've chatted with Ed back and forth about doing videos a number of times. And it's always been like, oh, UP doesn't want to like do other media stuff right now, blah, 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 blah. And I was in Seattle for my sister's birthday, and he texts me and he goes, hey, do you want to come up and film a walk around of the Big Boy with me? And I was like, fuck! I am literally in another state right now. So hopefully we can work that out, because yeah, I want to aim the fancy camera at the Big Boy up close. I think
that's when you ask if corporate will be willing to send the jet for like a 24-hour period.
Right. Yeah. Can you fly me out there for it? Something tells me that would be a no. But anyway.
Means no.
Means no.
Inclined to acquiesce to your request.
Yes. So, a person 723. Here's a cursed locomotive idea: a double fairly saddle tank Big Boy. No.
What?
You can't.
No.
You can't just say, here's a cursed locomotive idea, and then just start saying names of things that don't make any sense together. Because I could definitely say, hey, a cursed locomotive would be a Pacific Texas type duplex tank engine, and then be like, oh yeah, that'd be cursed, right? But it's like, you're just word vomiting at that point.
No,
So,
the
like,
actual cursed locomotive.
It just to spite you.
I know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would be impressed if you could get a Pacific and a Texas into the same tank engine as a duplex. That would be impressive.
Like something the Santa Fe would do in like the turn of the century, because they were the ones doing that.
Beautiful. Corey Gibson. Oh God. Someone found a hole in the nudist colony fence. Police are looking into it.
Oh, come on.
Bunch of pervs. Let's see. 4 doors, more whores. You started your career finally as a heavy equipment operator for Capital Construction Company in the quarry division, running a wheel loader. Any advice on how to keep a job? Because you can't. I don't know why you can't keep a job, but like, don't break the rules. Try and do a good job. Be patient. Be respectful. And usually, though, like, you tick all those boxes. Usually you do okay, so give that a shot. Yeah.
Well, those have a good attitude, show up to work. You may not need to know everything, but be willing to learn and show up and have a good attitude.
Yeah, for sure. LPB, Happy New Year from aboard the Northeast Regional. Ooh, you're on a train right now. Ooh. Look at that. Happy New Year. Yes, we're in the new year. Despite the title saying December. Shh, it's fine. Jackson Wages, Lyman or not, you're a pun enthusiast. Beautiful. Farm Shop Chronicles, in a Lincoln Pin era yard, did they usually keep the links with the cars, or did they have a bin of coupling shit in the yard? I don't know. I would imagine that you would probably have a shit fuck ton of links and pins in the caboose. And probably on the engine, in toolboxes or on tenders. That would be my guess. They would probably also, I would think you would keep at least a Lincoln pin with a car, but I don't know. I've not looked into the actual historic practices here. So, shrug. Paging Daniel Gollery. So, I don't know. Brett, do you have any better clue than I do?
No idea.
Yeah, sorry. Our locomotives have electric lights and they're painted black. So, we're not used to that.
We like our fingers.
We do like our fingers. It's true. We like them. They're important for things.
And that's why the Zoomy Boy will not be Lincoln Pin.
It's true.
Potentially.
Well, it'll have the front dick. It won't have the rear pocket will be able to do either, but it's probably gonna live with a coupler on it. So. And technically, all locomotives and tenders are just really industrial Lincoln Pin. So anyway. Daniel Cantore, Happy New Year, Hyce. I hope you're enjoying the new year so far. Hopefully you'll be able to come up from the Springs to the museum during the spring or summer. Awesome, please do. Let me know when you do. JSJ Inc., howdy Hyce. Are you going to see CPKC 2816 when it goes down to Mexico? Brett and I were just talking about this. Yeah, we want to go run out to Kansas City to go see it, for sure.
Certainly not to Mexico, though.
Yeah, we're running to Mexico! Yeah. I've heard Mexico City is... of the places in Mexico to go, the easiest to be a tourist in and the safest, but yeah, with how much fucking international travel I'm already doing this year, cockatoo sounds, I don't need to add more. Driving back and forth to Kansas City, getting some of my favorite barbecue. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be worth, yeah.
That's a vibe.
Yep. Anyway. Cowboy Civ, hi Hyce, love the new 3/4 show, can't stop laughing. That episode was great. It was super long. I forgot how long, like, I remembered it being long when we recorded it. But then editing it, and then it being 50 minutes with, like, very minimal cutout was like, oh, damn. But that was quite funny. Ellis was a great host. Make sure you check out his channel, too. And all of his fun things. He's always got something neat going on. Yeah, that was fun. When we have there's 2 episodes. Spoilers. There are 2 episodes for season 3.5.
Sir, a second episode has hit the Hyce channel.
It will happen probably in a couple weeks, because editing those, I love watching those videos. But of all of the videos I do, editing the 3/4 show is the hardest edit because of all of the shit. So I want a little break from that, and we'll get back to it in a week or 2 for that. So let's see.
Jersey and I were talking about it before you joined the call. Neither of us can even remember what the second one is about. It's been so long.
Well, yeah, we filmed this in August. You don't remember? I remember what it was about.
I don't remember.
I remember what it was about, and I was hammered. But anyway,
the
floating bridge that ended up having problems. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the Rutland.
Okay.
Yep.
That will be a good one.
That's gonna be funny. Yeah. So anyway, Ellis likes bridges. Fucking civil engineers, man.
Civil engineers.
How does that work? Modius, a question regarding double heading in regards to the cutout of brakes. Does the cutout locomotive help with charging the line, or does it just turn it into a glorified freight car with power? The latter. That's one of those things that you don't think about until you go do it. When we took 20 down to the Cumbres and Toltec, we double headed with 463 dressed up as 455. And I was like, oh, thank God we've got 463 with us. You know, it's got a cross compound pump. It'll help charge up the train. We won't beat the shit out of 20's 111-inch single-stage pump. And then we came to the first stop after a big set on the train, and 463's sitting there not pumping at all, and 20's just going, bah, bah, and it's like, oh shit, right, duh, of course that doesn't work. If you've cut out the brake stand so that it doesn't have an effect, it cannot charge. So yeah, you do not get the second locomotive's air brake anything to help with the train. Most locomotives are equipped with a distributing valve and set up so that when you set brakes on the train, that the second locomotive will set up as well, though some don't. So you do get the braking power, but you do not get any of the main res and compressor when you're talking about old diesels or steam. These days, with modern day locomotives, they share main res, they share independent brakes, all the MU hoses and everything. So you do get all the compressors of all the locomotives because you have one control valve that's cut in, but all the main reservoirs are connected via the MU hoses, basically. But not in the steam era. So yeah, that was a little funny. It's like, oh yeah, that's how that works. Because the only way you connect the main reservoir to the brake pipe is either by being in run, so it's connected through the VEED valve, or being in release, connecting directly from the main reservoir to the brake pipe. And so if you've cut out the stand on the second engine, those two things are no longer an option. So, good question. Nickel Plate Road 777. Hey Hyce, would you ever think about doing a video about town whistles and other miscellaneous non-whistle / bell signaling devices on steam locomotives? I probably should. Like signal air and the gong and things like that are all pretty neat.
Non-whistle signaling devices on locomotives, like things that you might put on for cattle?
Yes, steam jets to scare cattle. Yes, things like that. That would definitely be fun. I need to do Bells 101. That's been on my list to do because people always ask about why do you have a bell. So
it's fun because it makes the noise that nothing else makes. Ooh.
Yeah, yes, that. There you go. Spoilers. It makes the noise.
It's gonna yell at you if you stop ringing the bell.
But I got told to stop ringing the bell by somebody who's mentioned several hundred times in a lawsuit. It's fine. Anyways.
Fine.
It's fine. We'll not worry about that on this day. Nowhere Man. Hey Hyce, ever seen Roland Emmett's Whimsical Stuff? No. Send it to me.
Whimsical stuff. Ooh.
Tom the Train Guy, a conductor for 12 months. Wow, it's been a year. It has. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Goober that likes trains. Why is the stream so early? Because trying to help the East Coast people. I told you. I scheduled this. We had a scheduled start time. This is rare on this channel. We did that. You got informed. And you also will know about the Montezuma stream on Tuesday. That's also Montezuma Tuesday's back, and it'll be evening-ish time so that Brett and Dusty can join. So probably like 5 or 6 or something. Oh, and then we did schedule another stream last night on Friday. Do we tell? I guess Jersey. Oh, well, we didn't tell Jersey. Jersey, you should be ready to stream too.
I should be ready.
We're gonna play My Summer Car. We're gonna have. It's happening. We're gonna have adult beverages and play My Summer Car for the first time with Sits. And I've been told that one of the Discord moderators has made a mod to add a train set to the game that you can play with in the car.
I got it too.
So yeah, that's gonna be on Friday, and I think Sits said 9 Eastern is when Sits would be available. So we'll shoot for around then. But yeah, that's what the stream. Trying to be nice to East Coast and our European viewers. I saw Emil was in here from Sweden, so you know it's helpful when we try and move things around a little bit. So
I think that'll be a good stream for me to come back to. I think so. I'm able to do that.
Yeah, can you play it one-armed? Or do you have use of both arms at this time?
I have to position the keyboard really, really weird.
And then then you can get both. Good God. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Average RPG character. Don't know if this has already been asked, but do you know when the Minecraft stream will be? You're very excited to see on the Minecraft server. Brillbus and I were talking about this a little bit. We need to schedule that. Seeing as we've already got Montezuma and we've got My Summer Car set up for Friday, it'll probably be next week. But yeah, we'll have to figure that out. So, yes, we need to do that. And that fell off the back of the back burner, and it became mold behind the stove. My apologies on that. I'll get the Lysol. We'll figure it out. We'll put it back on the stove.
Oh, Strings and Wings is here.
Strings and Wings, both of them.
Yeah, I know, right?
Strings, wings, other assorted things.
It's a 2-for-1 sale.
Wonderful. Cedar Valley Rail, T&O on Class 1s buying out short lines. Currently in Rock Falls, Iowa, searching for anything on wheels for the sun goes down. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. And Eclectic Ranger. Hi, Hyce. You have a vintage Santa Fe train set that needs a new home. 1950-ish American flyer train hasn't run in a while. Would I be interested, or anyone from the crew be interested? Hello from Pueblo. I'm a Lionel man myself. I do know the world's most foremost American flyer person that I could put you in touch with, should you so desire. I don't
hang on.
I don't unless somebody else unless there's somebody else on the crew like Brett that desires American flyer.
No. I was just gonna point out that we just heard on stream Mark rebuke S scale, and that is the
S gauge.
I don't know. I heard what I heard.
Look, SN3 and S are different.
SN3
okay?
is correct.
You said what you said, and you can't take it back.
And you know what S stands for? It's stupid. That's what it means. SN3 though, that is super neat. That's what the SN
It's
stands for.
super neat 3.
Super neat.
It is the super neat 3. It's not.
We don't talk about SN2 and SN1. This is
Leighton.
V3 of it.
Leighton always tells me, you know who models SN3? Some, none, maybe 3. So, yeah.
Something like that.
It's me, and Dave, and
Jimmy,
and Jimmy,
and that's
and
it.
and Russ, and I know personally. I know, including myself, 4 people that do SN3, including myself.
it's soon to be 5 because you've gaslit me enough.
Good. Yes. Look, it's the perfect size. You can see these. If
Well,
they were
I don't have
803
track. I am literally future-proofing myself to accommodate your fucking layout that you don't even have yet.
You love
this
to
is
see it.
I am building my collection of hypotheticals. This is where I am now.
You love to see it. Anyway, beautiful. Modius, another thing you've been curious about: firing an engine on coal coke. What benefits would this give you other than less smoke? I don't know enough about specifically coke to know. It's that coke is already like partially burnt or like partially processed coal, right?
Yeah, I don't think it burns as hot, and that's one of the reasons they switched from coke to coal pretty early.
Yeah.
It's like they used to burn coke on like early railways because they considered coal smoke a nuisance. But then after a while, they were just like, all right, just strap on your big person pants and just deal with the fumes.
It's got few impurities. Let's see. I'm looking at Wikipedia right now.
I want to say its combustion temperature is very high.
That's appearing to be what it is because the actual burning temp is higher than bituminous coal.
Which is why they use it for smelting and
right.
foundry kind of work.
But yeah,
which translation for locomotives would be harder to light.
Yeah, the ignition temp is 1300 Fahrenheit, which is 500 Fahrenheit higher than bituminous coal. So that would be hell on earth to try and start in a locomotive with kind of limited draft. Because even the blower, like, as much as we joke about the Edna mode, turn the blower up and watch the fire being ridiculous, the blower really does not do that much compared to the engine working, and then the engine has to be working hard and kind of quick to actually be doing something. So that's probably the reason.
Out of the cab.
It does do that. It does do that. He says, bitch slapping all of our trainee firemen all at the same time.
Coke is just coal with the volatiles burned off, right?
If that's all it is, then you don't get as much secondary heat from it either.
That was my thought too. Is that's probably also an issue.
That makes your tubes less helpful. So I think it's just not engineered for engineered for the same application. So,
Especially back in the early days of Steam when you didn't have a firebox. Early engines were just one tube, and it went straight up the stack.
So, good question. Yeah, that was one that we had to sort out ourselves. I hadn't ever considered it. And Farm Shop Chronicles, strings, wings, and thingamajings. Yes. Nathan Copeland, I know it's not a loco, but what is your thoughts on the Edison Motors diesel-electric semi-truck? They're making diesel-electric semis?
Diesel
Wacky.
electric's cool.
Edison Motors. I mean, semi-trucks, I won't say the rhyme because I know how many truckers love and support the channel. But if we're talking efficiencies, we like our choo-choos for that, you know?
Indeed.
Oh, wow, they're new. They founded in 2022. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
Are they battery electric, or are they like the pantograph things?
It looks like they're straight diesel electric, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a more efficient means of getting power to your drivetrain than a mechanical coupling. I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been more of it, honestly.
Right, because, I mean, you think of a semi-truck and you think of the gearboxes that come with a semi-truck. And the whole reason...
Oh yeah, this is a 16-speed with a transfer case on top of it.
Right. And you think about how daunting it is for people to learn. And I mean, obviously, there's a lot of cool to that, right? Like, people talk about being badasses and shifting the twin shift or twin stick gearboxes and whatever. Interesting. I would love to actually research these guys some more, because that's neat. But that to my right ahead thought is, yeah, that just makes sense. You're eliminating a complex piece of kit from something that doesn't necessarily need it, which is why we did that on locomotives. Like, getting that much torque from a low-speed diesel engine to the speeds that we actually wanted to run the trains at didn't actually really work, which is why diesel electric became a thing. So, yeah. Neat. I'll have to look into that some more. Thank you. Alligator76, welcome to the conductors. Welcome to the conductors. For you guys, and if you're not a conductor and you're just a brakeman or whatever, all the three-quarter show stuff gets uploaded uncensored these days for conductors and above. So I'm just saying, go check that out. It's hilarious. Especially uncensoring Brett saying to be censored. Which was funny.
Well, now you spoiled it.
I have. It's fine. They don't know when it was. They probably do. It's fine. Kathleen Schwartz, 2 months as a brakeman. Let's go. Cockatiels. Yes, thank you. Braden Lord, they got some good things going on at Edison Motors. Seems like it. That's cool. Gamer Boy, look at the video. Which video? The video? The single video? Anyway, Zoe McElroy, Edison also ended up doubling fuel mileage. Seems like we're getting some efficiencies out of this. That's cool. And then William Fleet found out a while ago that New Zealand rail is narrow gauge. Yeah, they're Cape gauge over there, I think. So, yeah.
Yep.
Eclectic Ranger, you believe the set is O gauge. The tracks have 3 rails. Contact would be great. By the way, you don't have Discord. Shoot me an email at the channel email. hyce7777@gmail.com. All right. We got to the bottom of the top chats. Holy crap. Okay, from Walter Johnson, 7254. Hey, Hyce, have I heard of the Western Minnesota Steam Threshers reunion in Minnesota? It's one of the largest shows in the country. Every Labor Day they have a 2-mile railroad, over 20 steam tractors, and 4 large stationary steam engines, and so much more. Brett, is that the place with the sketchy steps on their train?
It is actually.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I have heard of this one. Yeah, rather than have a loading platform that you have to pull up and spot to, just weld the steps to the side of the train.
And not like you would think.
Not like
Literally
you'd think.
Just build a platform and then weld it to the side of the train.
Yeah, which I have concerns, but okay, it's fine.
I don't like that.
Yeah. But yes, I have heard of them. It does look like Brett Layton and I, last time we were hanging out in person, which was a while ago, we sat there and watched videos from that, and watched all the weird traction engines. And I remember learning about some fucked kind of traction engine, but I don't recall what it was.
talked about a lot of
We
cursed
did.
nonsense.
Oh God, what the
Yeah.
fuck? I found a picture.
We were not kidding about just welding the platform to the cars. Yeah.
You know, that's just like a set. That's two back-to-back like porch steps.
It's
welded
it's how you run
perpendicular
over
to the
people who are not paying attention. Yeah.
That's how you
If
shoulder
here's
check
a
everyone on
picture
the
for
platform.
chat. The steps are just welded to the side of the cars, just like that, and they go with, which is,
Oh,
that's a choice.
It's the loading gauge that kills you.
It's not a choice that I agree with, but it's a choice.
We're gonna
It's a
increase
choice
the
that has
dynamic
been
input of the
made.
train.
Something. People complain about the FRA, but maybe they shouldn't.
They need to put like horizontal telltales on that.
It's just running around with curb feelers on it.
Literally, that might be a good thing. But yes, it seems like a great a grouping of things. I want to go do some of the more threshing stuff and see some of that stuff. Obviously, we have the Mount Pleasant folks vaguely near us, and we have friends that go to that out in Iowa from Colorado. Shout out Russell if you're out there.
Also, I just
yeah.
inherently do not trust any steam locomotive that is running without a jacket.
Yeah,
Go
mean,
put a shirt on.
tell that to F. Stathios Papas. Come on, Chicken doesn't have a jacket.
Well,
I can't say the name, but the
tank.
name is just repeating.
Yeah, we can't repeat. We can't. You can't say that. You cannot say that. That's not allowed. It's
I
fine.
can say F. Doctoros.
F. Doctoros. Yes. Yes.
Chicken doesn't have a
Chicken at
jacket?
least
I
has
thought it did.
Chicken at least has a tank.
Yeah, there is insulation between the boiler and then the tank, but there's nothing in the cab. I climbed in the cab of that at Snoqualmie for the first time and was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die of heat stroke, and I've only been in here for 5 seconds. Like, that was awful. I don't understand how people put up with it, but apparently they do. And
Corner
tank
jackets
engine
on
and
back
cheap and
heads.
things and stuff, and yeah. So, it's a choice. Again, not a choice I necessarily agree with, but it's a choice. Let's see. Colorado Train Nerd. Does Texas have better brisket, and could you cook brisket in an engine? 8 hours is fine. Texas has the best brisket I've had. I will say that. Other than, I actually made a really good brisket. I got lucky though. I don't really know what I'm doing. I made a really good one for 4th of July in 2021, I think, but I haven't made one since then. I could attempt to make one in the engine. The problem is, to truly do it properly, I cannot afford to do that. I had to do the ribs in 20. I spent $400 on wood, and the wood lasted an hour, and that was mixing pine in with it, not just using the actual hickory. To fire an engine to the temps that it would actually cook the brisket properly and smoke it properly, and long enough to get the smoke and everything done in the, I mean, you'd have to have a good, until you get to the stall, basically, of the brisket. You'd have to have, oh, gee, until you get to the birds!
Birds. Oh, there's birds?
There's birds.
That expensive?
Yeah. So you'd basically need wood to have a wood fire in 20 for like 7 or 8 hours. So if there's somebody out there who has access to like an appropriate cut of wood
Trees.
with trees to smoke a brisket with that feels like donating a crap ton of wood, I will smoke a brisket in an engine. But like, it was $400 for the hickory for the ribs, and that lasted an hour. Like, I cannot afford enough mesquite to fire the locomotive on mesquite for a day. But if somebody is like a hardwood, whatever, smoker wood distributor person and wants to send some wood my way at a huge discount or for free or whatever, we'll do it. No questions asked. Because, coal smoke, something, cancer, something, blah, blah, blah. Meh. So
We die like men.
we die like men. We could finish the brisket on coal. Like, we could fire it up, put it on early, and then when it gets to the stall and you wrap it, okay, then it can be in the smoke box and we get a coal fire going. That's great. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, Texas brisket is the best brisket I've had. So I would say yes, they have better brisket. But I'm more of a ribs guy, and I like Kansas City ribs way better than Texas ribs. So every barbecue does a little different thing, and everyone, you're allowed to like what you like. And there's more birds!
More birds.
There's more birds! All right. Elliot Stein, what's my opinion on the PE? Then you said best interurban, and I'm glad you did, because my dumb brain just said Polar Express. And Brett's did too.
Flashbacks intensify.
Pacific Electric, I assume. I know not much about it.
It's cool.
They're awesome.
Their logo is really neat.
I know that. I've seen that.
Everything is really neat.
And Gamer Boy Edison built the whole truck from the ground up in a year. Well, that's cool. I mean, if you had the funding to do that, that's like, wouldn't seem too hard. But yeah.
I said I'm more of a Sacramento northern person myself.
I just think the Pacific Electric stuff is so flashy and nice. It's daylight interurbans, essentially.
It is neat. I will say the Pacific Line's red is a very good livery. Ask me how I know.
Fair enough. All right. Let's see. Gotta get through the rest of these top chats here. Alligator76. Hey, Hyce, will there be any more videos on Layton's model railroad? You'd love to see more of it. Yes. As Layton has said many times, his hobby does not solely live for my content production, though. So at some point, we will go and film an update video. It's been a good 6-7 months since we filmed anything there. I did film a neat Model Railroad video for Model Railroad content yesterday, though. If you wanted to see the ridiculousness that is one man's ridiculously well-modeled flavor of the late D&H in Colorado, featuring all sorts of fun things from back east. Yeah, and it's like ridiculous operations crazy. Yeah.
Wait, is it joint line?
I don't know. I'm not that much of a D&H expert. But it's a very cool layout, so we'll be editing that and posting that in the next couple weeks. So.
Wait, by D&H, do you mean the guy actually models the D&H?
Yeah, the Delaware and Hudson.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I thought it was just weird, wacky shit that went on the joint line in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, no. He's actually modeling, like, back east and has... most of the towns are either places he lived or were a little bit fictional fun. He's a volunteer of ours, so, at the museum.
He's got, like, Troy up to Montreal.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The amount of switching that you could do on the layout. Definitely a track-heavy layout, in my experience, but like if you're gonna do crazy operations stuff, hell yeah. And the way that he's got it set up is crazy operations stuff, including the barge that goes on the rolling table and goes over to interchange to another port. That was so cool with cars on it. Yeah, so super fun. Anyway. John Deere Boy, showing your support, but your wallet is still recovering from plane tickets and a new pew pew over Christmas, so this is all you can really give. My friend, you are not required, ever, to do anything. We appreciate you. Enjoy your pew pew, and I understand the feeling about the plane tickets and Christmas time. We bought our tickets for the Croatia trip, and I was just like, oh, flying to the middle of Europe is yeah, very expensive. It's fine.
I'm assuming the wallet did not like that a little bit.
No, there is flying to London, and then there is flying to Zagreb. Guess what? One is more than double the cost than the other. Dies. Anyway, so.
You can always swim.
It's a lot of swimming. Anyway, Squidgy354. Ah, the dynamic envelope, now with picnic table-esque steps. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
It's
don't
like a
that.
sickle bar on a lawnmower.
And Farm Shop Chronicles loading gauge? I prefer amputation gauge. Yeah. Michael and Bessie, craziest near accident I've ever heard of.
What's the thing about near accidents? You don't hear about them.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also can't think of one off the top of my head.
That's the type of
Certainly
stuff
not one
where
we can talk about on stream.
Right.
the crew makes it out and goes, "Tell nobody. We can't let management know."
Right. That is, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that management doesn't ever get to hear. And some of it makes management sad. I had an employee tell me that on second shift, they reliably, when I was foreman, would have office chair races in the maintenance building. And I was fucking pissed that they didn't tell me, because I wanted to be a dumbass and take part.
Because you could have swept the floor with those idiots.
Hey, I'm the one that flies the desk. Let me pilot the chair. But anyway, yeah. I understand why they didn't. You know, because I was their boss, and I was supposed to get them in trouble. Little did they know, I was an idiot. But anyways.
I am the trouble.
I am the trouble. Yeah. So, management doesn't get to hear about things. It's fine. And these days, I don't get to hear about things, because I'm the media. Stuff happens at the museum now, and it's like, oh, you can't tell Hyce. You can't tell Mark. He's the media now. You can't tell him about it. And then
That is
people...
one of the most bizarre dynamic shifts that's come out of the whole YouTube thing.
It has been strange, yeah. So, lots of big things are coming at the museum that people are like, oh yeah, things are happening. And I don't get told about it because I'm the media now. But then, invariably, somebody with a big mouth, whose name starts with L or D, depending on, invariably tells me, and now I know things anyways, but I cannot share them because, hey, I'm the media. But anyway. Moving on. Modius, thank you for gifting the 50 memberships. Appreciate you. Molden House, have I heard of the steam water pumping station from 1908 in Ruber, Massachusetts? Massachusetts? Not massive two shits. My brain coagulated those two together. It still functions. Is that the one that Mr. Carnes touches? Is that the one that the proper people did a video on? In case, yes, I know about it. If it's not, then no, I don't know about it.
I think it is.
So
I'm not too sure. But
either way,
think
I mean, the pumping station seemed neat, so. All right. And then Chris Gill showing up to gift 50 memberships. Thank you, my friend.
I wish they got a better person to actually work on it, but
Details. We don't need to go into any of those things, my friend. All right. Thank you, Chris. Corey Gibson, what do you call an indecisive bee? A maybe.
Oh, come on!
That's pretty low. On your list of things there, Corey, that's like pretty low.
Hit this man with a wrench immediately.
Peregrina, Happy New Year's, everyone. Can you please explain 3-cylinder steam engines? And best wishes to Jersey. Yes,
you.
Happy New Year. Thank you, Peregrina. Yeah, we can, we're gonna fire up MS Paint for that one.
Oh, God.
Take a shot.
It begins.
Here we go.
Yeah, if you're playing the office hours drinking game. 3-cylinder choo-choos, right? So, I mean, normal 2-cylinder choo-choo. We'll do a front view. Blah, 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 blah. Vaguely Dorito-shaped. Like somebody compressed a Dorito. Right. You've got your cylinder. You got your valve up top, cylinder, blah, blah, blah. You got your saddle. Very exciting. Branch pipes. We're assuming the piston valves and whatever. Choo-choo. Great. Haha. 3-cylinder engine. You have usually some cursed dumbness of a sideways cylinder that is also raked upwards. We'll have to do another section view for this. But you have a cylinder here. Then you have this. And then this. And then I, honest to God, don't know how they route shit to the 3rd cylinder in the saddle. I assume that there's just another branch pipe that runs down that you can't see that's inside the barrel. I've never actually looked. It's probably internal to the saddle. I don't know. Never gotten to work on one. But you have the 3rd cylinder kind of wedged there in the middle. And then the big thing is you need to find a way for the piston to connect and then for the valve to actually do its thing. So normally on a 2-cylinder engine... no, I need to draw this over here because my face is going to be in the way. 2-cylinder engine, you have your crosshead, you have your valve crosshead and everything. ka-tunk, ka-tunk. You connect your piston there. It's great. Blah, blah, blah. Go down your main rod, boom, wheel, and then you quarter it so that the other side in red either leads or trails by 90 degrees, so that when one piston's all the way forwards or all the way back, the other one's in the middle of its stroke. That way you get 4 exhaust beats per revolution. With the 3-cylinder engine, you have the first cylinder here, and then you have the third cylinder kind of canted up at an angle like this, typically. I'm sure that there were some that were different. And then you have the second normal cylinder on the other side. And then you have things, rather than quartered, you have them thirded? I don't know how you'd say it. I don't know what the right verb would be.
That depends.
I was just say, aren't they clocked at like 120 degrees?
120 degree clock instead of 90 degree clock is what I've always seen.
Some of them are. Others do have the outside wheels quartered, and
then they just stab one in the middle.
Yeah, they just split the difference, so you get like a whiskey tube-it kind of.
Oh, that's stupid.
Exhaust.
Who thought that was a good idea? Let me guess. The Union Pacific?
I was gonna say Southern Pacific, but you're probably, depending on time frame, they were probably the same thing.
Possibly the Rio Grande.
That's fine. So if you have a proper 3-cylinder engine like the ones in Europe, there, continent of Europe. Listen. I said you were proper for once. Somebody be excited about that. Anyway, your rods are connected, and obviously the angles and whatever. I'm not great at drawing this in this view right now, but whatever. So you have 3, and then you end up chuffing in 6/8, so that you get 6 chuffs per revolution rather than 4. What Wings was just talking about is in some cases they'll still quarter them, and then they just stab the third one either in the middle here or in the middle on the other side. Either way, it yields the same thing because your power strokes happen and your valve event, exhaust events happen across the wheel, right? So you do that. And they're usually on a crank on the axle, so it looks like just a plain crank in a normal engine, rather than having a crank built into the wheel like steam locomotives have. I mean, more like an internal combustion engine where the axle literally has a cam built into it, basically, that this then rides on. And then the question is, okay, well then how do you drive the valve gear? And there's a lot of different solutions for that. Probably the more common one was the Gresley one, if I had to guess. I don't know. I'm not near an expert on the 3-cylinder engines, and I know that it was common enough that even we used it over here in the US, which was basically extending the valve spindles out the front of the cylinders, and then using some connecting linkage on the front to actually determine the timing of the third valve, which is pretty mesmerizing to watch. Things like the A4s, I believe, had that. The Union Pacific 9000s had that. That's pretty common. One thing that ended up coming up later, just to keep all the maintenance in one place, some people did double wall shirts. And so you'd have 2 expansion links on one side right next to each other, and they'd be slightly kicked, and you'd have 2 cranks, and then one of them would just go dart in with a rocker and run the valve on the inside. So kind of complicated to try and get all that stuck in there, but yeah. It was Baldwin 60,000. Thanks, Baldwin. Everybody liked that. Stupid. 2 cranks on the outside were placed 90 degrees apart, so there are 4 even exhaust beats. And then the inside crank was 135 degrees from each outside crank. All 3 piston heads are built up type, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. That's it on that. So it was the 60,000. Thanks, Baldwin. No one liked your choo-choo. That's why it's in a museum.
Yeah, so the whole time it was just literally playing like a drum beat, just instead of the equal chuffs.
Rhythmically neat, mechanically not. Yeah.
As Dusty's friend Jimmy from the COG just commented in chat, something like the Macarena.
Yep.
Actually, yes.
Yes. Exactly, yes.
That's stupid.
1 chugga 2 chugga gonna haul the freighter.
Macarena.
Beautiful. Anyway, good question, Peregrina. Let's see. Did it. Oh, good God. Trying to figure out where I need to be in chat. Let's see. Modius, what do you call an old snowman? A glass of water. You build your snowman in glass? And your frame. A bee dresses up as a ghost for Halloween. What is he? A booby.
Yep, that about sums it up.
Yep. Corey Gibson, a woman walks into a bar and orders a double entendre. Then the bartender gives it to her. Whoa!
Kind of flag this is not safe for work.
I don't know what you're talking about. He just gave her the drink.
He just gave her the drink. Yeah, exactly.
Give her the drink.
Anyway. Rogue Drunk, what's the best valve gear? They all do the thing. Is there a best one? I don't know.
Not Southern.
Not Southern.
The best one is not Southern.
Not Southern. Yeah. Not Southern, not Hackworth, not Deckel, not any of that weird
Gooch,
fuck shit.
not
Hackworth is funny as hell.
Not Joy. Yeah.
Baker's really cool because the wear surfaces are all pins.
We
so
like
it's
Baker.
theoretically easier to maintain.
Baker is like theoretically
cool.
the coolest or the best. But Stevenson does some cool shit that Baker and Walshirts don't do, but it also does some fuck shit that is really bad. So, yeah, turns out having your valve gear mounted to all of the stuff that can move up and down and translate and change with wear is not necessarily a good idea, but having variable lead is pretty fucking cool. So, yeah, or is it variable lap?
It's variable lead.
Variable lead, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, duh, lap is always, that's how that works. Right. I haven't had enough caffeine today.
It's variable if you take a grinder to it.
It's true.
I feel like from a mechanical and maintenance standpoint, Baker is technically the best, but also, the usual, it depends.
Right. Yeah,
Drink.
for simple stuff, for like, you don't want to have to deal with a bunch of extra rods, and I mean, not necessarily, but like for like simple and early Stevenson, and operation's sake, Stevenson's kind of interesting, comparatively. But yeah, Baker's probably the best. Is it by much? Shrug?
Zimzam is saying in the super chat, not Southern. Young is good because no eccentric, but Young is also bad because you have to derive part of the motion from the other side of the engine, which means it's one of the valve gears that, in the case of one side of the running gear being broken, you can disconnect it and run the engine home just on one cylinder, as has sometimes happened even in preservation, but with Young you can't do that.
Can't do that, right. Yeah, Young is super neat. It's a neat novel solution to the problem, and knowing that you already have the 90-degree offset built in, but it does seem to have missed the requirement of, yeah, if shit breaks, you still want to get home, which the other valve gears subscribe to. So, Cody Finkelstein, steam choo-choos are cool. Yes, they are. We agree. Slayer's the long hauler. Sounds like fun to work on, the 3-cylinder stuff. Yeah, literally.
Okay, climb in.
Yeah, do it.
If you have a nice pit that you keep very clean, maybe.
And yeah, Zimzam, we got you got your question answered there. And then Modius, ever seen or hear of Haywood valve gear? Quite the interesting thing to watch. No. Most of the valve gears are interesting to watch, but are usually not great. So
Was that the one developed by Dr. Jablomi?
Dr. What?
Oh, jeez.
I think it was. I think you're right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, that's wacky. I'm just trying to look it up, and I don't know if I'm finding the right stuff, but this looks cursed in Europe.
Okay,
This looks
it
like
reminds me of Joy, but worse.
This looks like cursed European valve gear. This looks like something the French would come up with.
Oh, it's like Hackworth, but worse.
Oh, it's that.
What?
Yeah, we don't like
I've
this.
never seen that.
I'm sure it's neat. I'm sure it's neat to watch, but we don't like this.
S'il vous plaît, mon ami, we must use our laser steam.
I mean, it's Haywood, though. It's probably not actually French, but it just makes me think of the stupid shit that the French did, so.
Monsieur Haywood.
Monsieur Haywood. Yes. Anyway.
Mark, sorry to interrupt, but what frame rate do you have your camera webcam set at?
Welcome to Logitech Brio being a bad camera that no one should buy. It doesn't matter what frame rate you set it to, it will always do this, because many of them are defective.
Got it.
Sorry. I know it's doing the strobe thing. I fix it in post when I render all of my videos of me talking here, but sometimes it just decides to do it, and sometimes it doesn't, no matter which power setting I give it. I can set it for 50 hertz or 60 hertz, but they both do this. Thanks, Logitech. You made a shitty product. Don't buy it. There you go.
Well, there goes the Logitech sponsorship.
Yep. Oops, there it
They
goes.
were ready to sign it too. Damn it.
I'm sure they were so ready. Hey, let's get this train guy. But anyway, yeah, no, it's literally just frame rate versus thing, and I should probably replace this with something else, but we're here anyway. Rusty Rails Productions asks, hypothetically question, say you're firing 491 and the shovel broke unexpectedly, but you didn't have a spare shovel the same size that 491 uses. Would you take 20s to cover for the rest of the day and night? I mean, it's a hypothetical question, so I could answer it hypothetically of you would use whatever the fuck you could get your hands on. Which, typically, if you're actually over the road, like, bring a spare, and if you're at the Railroad Museum, we have a pile of big shovels in the Roundhouse. We have more shovels 491 sized than we do 20 sized. So, yeah. Shadow Tiger 2564 asked, I would love to see your reaction to the video of several steam locomotives making music with their whistles at the Kyoto Railway Museum for New Year's 1984. I think I've seen this, but we will put it up. If I recall, they actually conduct this like it's a series of, like it's an actual orchestra. Yes. And Guy Ledouche is coming out to conduct it.
Hello.
Only in Japan. It's very fun. It's an 8-minute video, so we won't derail the whole stream to watch it, but I will say that the Japanese were at least sensible, and they don't have horrid single-note whistles like all of Europe. There, we were nice earlier, and now, fuck you.
Mark, you know what I'm going to say next, right?
What?
We ought to put all of those in the thing.
Get all of those so we can recreate it. Could be fun. We have one Japanese whistle in the thing.
We do.
So.
We have one, yes. What about second Japanese?
What about second Japanese? They're weird sounding whistles, so may as well. Mr. Juarez 1 asked, do you wish you could buy your own locomotive, and if so, what would it be? Do I wish I could buy my own? Probably not, because there's not that many for sale and they're very expensive.
There's not that many for sale. And
then they're usually
all the
also
ones that are for sale are
clapped out, ruined, which is why we're gonna hashtag build one ourselves. But then it's not going to be mine, but that's fine. I don't need to have a locomotive solely as one human, because that's a ridiculous thing for one human to own. So
it's a ridiculous amount of responsibility, and, like, it's just a pain.
Indeed, yes. All right, let's grab these top chats here. ML Person, did you see the switch with the 3 gauges you posted in the engineers chat on New Year's? 3 foot, 3'6", and standard gauge. I did see that. Let me see if I can pull that up, because that hurt my brain to look at. Oh, Discord won't let me search when streamer mode is on because it hates me. Let me scroll up and see if I can find it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did you find it? Ping me with it.
No, I didn't find that. I'm still looking at stream chat.
Oh.
What happened?
Oh, jeez.
Anyway. Well, if somebody can spend their time looking for that in Engine Crew, while I carry on. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Anyway. Modius, have you tried whacking it with a hammer as a fix? Here and there. Yeah.
Put
Professor
that box in a
Mason.
bigger box, and then I send that to myself, and then I whack it with the hammer.
Oh. We're listening to Stars and Stripes Forever now. That would be the oh god that you're mentioning, I'm guessing.
That would be the oh god that I was mentioning.
I can't hear what key it would be in.
So this means we finish our drink, right? Right? For John Philip Sousa?
Yes, technically.
But I don't have a drink on me.
Oh.
Go pour one, and then drink it all.
I don't have any.
I think it's an A flat.
Yes, it is an A flat. That guitar's an E flat tuning. But yes. Versions, it's interesting. It's usually in G, so I guess that one's different. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Night Monkey, 1953. You could say he's a train conductor. Yes, that not the normal kind. And then Chris Gill with $300. Go buy a good webcam. This was supposed to be a good webcam. He screamed. I guess I'll be doing research, and then I guess I will go do that. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, this was a couple $100 one, and Logitech apparently just sucks. So
This will be great for your OnlyFans too.
hey, now you can't tell people about that.
It's only films.
Yes, pardon me.
Midland, you just sent me a bunch of digits.
Yeah, I did. 1 second. There we go. There's the thing.
It's like, what?
There's the correct thing.
Okay, yes. Here's the picture that Emil was referencing. Yeah, triple gauge switch track, 3 foot, 3'6", and standard, and just adding cape gauge to the middle of this. Just, I can hear Art complaining right now.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of everything. And so the 3 foot and the standard can diverge, but all three go straight. So the cape cannot diverge out this switch. Because I don't think, honest to God, I don't think you could get a point in there. I don't think you could have the 3'6" diverge. Because I don't think the point could swing far enough to actually provide clearance. That's wacky. Yeah, there's got to be some wacky way that they separate the 3'6" and the 3 foot that doesn't involve a switch point. I would assume. I don't know. But anyway. Okay, Cody Finkelstein, if you weren't doing Steam Choo Choo stuff on YouTube, what would I do instead? And also, best whistle other than the Huber 6 and that are a single chime. I see. If I wasn't doing Steam Choo Choo stuff on YouTube, God, I would probably still be doing signal design stuff for Sound Transit. Let's not think about that depressing reality.
Nobody liked that.
Nobody liked that.
Nobody liked that.
Yeah, probably still be doing
It's
that.
not a super chat, but I think this is a very important question from Train Lord in chat.
Yes.
Genuine question: is an engineer from Germany, why the F do U.S. foamers care that much over the sound of safety devices?
That is the most German motherfucking thing I've ever heard.
But it is a safety device. Why would you blow it in excess? You're wasting steam, pissing it
It
into
is
the
meant for
atmosphere.
safety.
This is highly
It is not
inefficient.
meant to be fun. It is meant to strike fear into the innocent.
Because romance, and there's more to there's more than just practicality to things.
It's
He
more
said
than just a
to a
safety
German.
device as well. It's signaling, it's communication, it's
And
more than just
chime
safety.
whistles carry better than single notes.
That's
Just-
true. They carry
Just saying,
further.
they carry further, and as well, they're a more distinct sound than just a single note, which can be misconstrued for other things, which means that chime whistles are actually safer. Anyway.
Is it bad that the instant I heard this question, I started thinking of the Long Island Railroad foamer who was going like the bell is ringing as a train was departing in front of him.
The bell is activated.
The bell is activated!
Oh shit!
Oh shit! The bell is activated!
I love that video.
Massive uncontrolled foamage. Yep.
That was so
yeah.
As if a
fucking
whistle
funny.
sounds better, more people will give a shit about the thing making the noise.
Yeah.
Well, I would also say that if it sounds fucking horrific, see the 3254, it's probably a better safety device because it would make you stop and go, what in the fuck is that? So, but yeah. Anyway, best whistle other than the Huber 6 that is a single chime. There is no such thing.
Rear
We
grand
will
hoot.
we will
Easy
we will
way out.
teach we will
Rear grand
teach.
hoot is the closest to an acceptable hoot that I will ever give.
There is no such thing as a single chime whistle because by definition a chime whistle is one that has multiple. So it's a single note whistle or a hooter if you want to be really pedantic like me. But that's what we do. That's what we're educating, right? But yeah, single note whistles. Yeah, I mean the rear grand hoots are fine-ish. I would honestly
Like tolerate 20s hoot.
I
The
prefer.
rotary LY has a neat one.
No, it does not. That makes dogs die from how high pitched it is.
The
Literally.
sensor just exploded in the doghouse.
The sensor did just explode in the doghouse. Yeah. If I had to pick a single hoot, that I would prefer, it's the Norfolk and Western one because it is low enough in pitch that it is in the bass frequency
Which one?
range.
6 inch, 8 inch, or 12 inch?
The big one.
12 inch.
The 12 inch, yeah.
The big, scary
The
shit
one that
keeper
people
from
know
the
as a
Stark
Norfolk and
Fear
Western
one.
hoot, and nobody cares about the other ones except for East Coast foamers, Jersey. There is only one Norfolk and Western hoot if you're on the West Coast, and it's the one that 1218 would wear. Anyway, those live in the bass frequency, and so they're not like shrill, obnoxious, weird, stupid. They're still weird, but they're not shrill, obnoxious, stupid. So that would be my vote for a single note. So anyway, moving on. Andrew Frame, he has a point. Whistles use a lot more steam than people realize.
No, they don't.
They do, but they don't. But they do, but they don't. I don't think that they use a. We're gonna have to do this flow mechanics.
The expansion of
study
steam is about 1,700 times, so...
now. Yes.
And the languid plate's really... Or the languid gap is super small, so they don't
It's designed to be a
actually
flow
use-
restriction. They use more than nothing, and people always assume nothing, right? But they don't use that much at the same time.
Like, we were joking about putting the Titanic whistle on, like, an 8-ton porter, and, like, it would drain the boiler in 1 second, but it's not actually that bad.
We could do math. We could do some math about
We
this.
could probably do math
And
on
you're
that.
going to make me go do the math on this, and I will get back to you. That is just what's going to happen.
I didn't know. I had to know.
Are you
And
doing
now
the math right now?
tank cars are exploding. We're not going to do the math right now because I have not had enough caffeine on this day to attempt to do steam flow calculations in front of an audience on stream. I'm not going to
Oh, you
embarrass
forgot to carry
myself
the
that
one.
hard. Why don't you code on stream? Because I don't need people to think I'm as stupid as I actually am. Anyway. Corey Gibson, 5 months as an ES&D engineer. German humor is no laughing matter. Correct. That is a statement of fact. Nintendo 64, you met a train manager with no electrical resistance. He was a superconductor. Yes, correct. Good. Let's see. Andrew Frame, Norfolk and Western Hooters are the only good ones. Fight me. I will not. I will join Team Norfolk and Western Hooters, the only good Hooter. Unless we're talking about Hooters. Corey Gibson, I've got a good pizza joke, but it's pretty cheesy. Yes.
Oh, come on.
True. Solaris, the long hauler rail fan. Hello, my friend. Thank you. The one known as Jersey, did he live in Nashville, Tennessee, and worked for CSX at a certain rail yard? Because I knew a gentleman that was from New Jersey. Did you ever have a boss that was in a position where all you said was that he wasn't as dumb as he looked?
I am 19 years old and I have never worked for the railroad a day in my life.
Yes, so Jersey's very much not. But thank you for the very large super chat, my friend. And did I ever have a boss that was in a position where I said he wasn't as dumb as he looked? I had several actually good bosses when I worked for the railroad. And actually all of my bosses when I worked for the railroad were actually really smart dudes. Which was not what you tend to anticipate. Some of my coworkers now They were all nice people. And we'll leave that there. Anyway, for the 4 of you from the shop, there's like a couple of the machinists to watch the channel. I don't think they watch any of the live streams. If they do, say hi. Some of them. You saw the stories from the shop with the damn bolts. That was an every other week kind of occurrence. But anyway. 84 more on the topic of bells. Can you explain how the little bell ringer that actually swings the bell works? Because there's not a single video on it on YouTube. Oh god, yeah, this has been something that I've wanted to do. There's several kinds. We're breaking out MS Paint again. The earliest ones...
If this is the first time, bingo players, here's your chance.
Yeah, yep. Early bell ringers are the swingings type. So you have your bell, and it retains its original clapper, which is what the stick in the middle is called. And there were several different versions of swinging ringers. So you've got your hinge in the thing. This top half of the harp actually swings with the bell itself. Blah, blah, blah. 346 has one of the early types, and it does not work. We tried, and it just never worked. And actually, we broke it trying to fix it, which was fun. The casting literally broke. But it's got a kind of a mushroom head piston arrangement right here. And this is connected to compressed air. So when you open a valve, air goes in here. And then there's a cam on this that it presses on. So when you press air up, this red part, the mushroom head of the piston, flies out, pushes up on this cam here, and it swings the bell forward. And then their assumption is that the weight and momentum of the bell bringing it back is enough to then squeeze the piston back down and then get shoved up the other way. And in practice, that doesn't work because bad for reasons. The air pressure was probably wrong, but we could never get it to work. I think 463's ringer is actually like this and actually works. There are better types that don't involve a coupled piston like that, and I can actually pull up a video of that. SP18 has a direct drive piston arrangement, which I have video from the Great Western Steam Up. Let me go find that. As soon as my external drive loads. We'll get to that. The modern diesel style ringers, they're either vertical or horizontal, but they replace the clapper. So rather than having the actual harp swing and everything, you've got a cylinder inside here with a clapper built on like this. And then there's the little piston inside and bleeder holes. So you press air on it. The piston's nowhere near that big. I drew that totally wrong. Little piston, bleeder holes on this end. When the piston gets over to this end, all the air rushes out, and then it swings back again. And you get the ding, 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 and you hear the little hiss as all the air runs out of the holes. That's what 491 has. There's also vertical arrangements of the same thing. Blah, blah, blah.
All right, cool. Now let's fix 4's bell.
Different bells have that. Yeah, 4's bell, we've tried. 4's bell's stupid.
4's bell is stupid.
Yeah, for whatever, we probably just need to actually take that off and rebuild it. I think we tried, but it still did stupid crap. Okay. Oh, now I need to let all the thumbnails load. I want to show this. I remember like actually filming this, being like, oh, I have not seen that kind of swinging ringer before. And it actually works. When did I film the 18?
No more swingy dingy.
No more swingy dingy, exactly. Those are all the wrong choo-choos. That's Glenbrook. I want the 18. I know I filmed the 18. Which camera was it on? I don't know. Okay, maybe you won't get to see how that one works. It's the same concept, though, where you've got a piston, but it's on a hinge, basically, at the bottom. It's freely allowed to swivel there, and then it's got a longer air piston that then grabs the crank directly, and then the weight of the bell slows it down and stops it, but you're not talking about contact and non-contact with the roller, so there's less of weird setup, because the geometry is always vaguely the same. And then this This arrangement allows it to go ding both directions, and the weight of the bell returns it back to center. So it is an actual swinging ringer in that way. And that's a lot of chicken. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Oh god, I'm reading things Jimmy's sending. He's got air-actuated bells that work off a small cannon that fires BBs at the bell. So there's options.
That's silly. Look, it's Daniel Gallery himself. There he is in the flesh.
There's the man.
The man, the myth, the legend. Conducting from his Carter Com boost that we just showed off in the new thing. Anyway.
Howdy.
It's not a real caboose.
It's not. I refuse to believe it. And there's SP18s, although they're actually using the rope, because look, it's not working! Shocker! The swinging air ringers don't work. They suck.
I love the Southern Pacific 460s, man. They're
Those choo-choos,
bright.
They're pretty.
Those choo-choos, so bloody cool. We love those choo-choos. So
Don't hate me, but I like them more than 20.
I won't lynch you for that.
on that note, I'm gonna go pee.
It's too late. You're still hated.
See, it
For
gets
legal
really fun with the
purposes,
air
this was a
ringers.
joke.
I like the whalebacks too. Everyone hates me for saying that in the East Coast
I do like the
circles,
whalebacks.
but I think the whalebacks are neat.
They look cool. I like whalebacks, I like slopebacks, I like Vanderbilts.
I like all the weird shit. Not your weird shit, Goose, but my weird
I was
shit.
gonna say, you
No.
don't know weird shit.
I don't want to touch your weird shit, but I'm perfectly content with my weird shit.
You just simply haven't
Whaleback,
gone far enough. You don't believe yet.
I don't. Stop, man.
Can I hear mariachi music in the distance?
I think right now it's bossa nova, but
No, fucking. Ugh. In the span of a year, I've already been corrupted enough. Let me take a year off, man.
look,
Let me move before you start making me do more dumb shit.
I've already started to get you into the Mexican stuff.
Wait, what?
If you want a super weird tender, go look up the Rock Island bread loaves.
The Rock
Rock
Island.
Island what?
Huh?
The Rock Island bread loaf tender.
All right, has somebody murdered Wings and Strings for me, or
No, but they've been praising whaleback tenders, and I'm scared.
Oh my god, what the hell is this? This
Wings.
is no.
Where is this?
I'm putting in an MOWVC text.
oh boy.
It's oh,
What the fuck is that?
The bread loaf.
This undoes the merits of the whaleback, though. Why would you do this? You're literally just losing capacity by having done. Well, I guess it's more capacity than
It's
a
the
Vanderbilt.
Rock Island. No one said they're smart.
But-
it's just like a Vanderbilt.
Oh,
but
I hate that
just
so
make
much.
it. Just make it straight. If you're stupid. Anyway, no, completely valid to like the SP10 wheelers more than 20. That's totally fair. Obviously,
He says while he's plugging coordinates into his phone and sending it to a hitman.
I'm the one who has the keys to the space laser. I don't know how well you're gonna do with that.
Wings
fine.
does pull all the strings.
it's true.
Going back to the air
I'll let
ringers,
it
it
be
gets
written.
real fun when you overpressure them, because then the bell just starts spinning.
Yeah, for swinging yours. Yeah, don't do that. That's how you throw the bell off the high fill. But that was with a rope. Justin.
Got that.
I forgot about that.
We have
Ding,
we,
ding, 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 ding.
yeah, happy birthday, happy belated birthday if you're out there watching, my friend. I will not say your name again, nor will I say your last name. But he's been on the channel before. Liked to piss off management by making the bell swing when he worked for the Georgetown Loop many moons ago, because it didn't have the anti-rollover bars, which is why you'll see that the grand bells have that twisted sheet of steel so that they can't spin. because he was just dinging the bell and got it to spin and unseated the taper and yeeted the bell off the high fill at Georgetown. And away the bell went.
Is it still down there? Can we go find it?
I think they had to go get it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it got retrieved.
It may not have been the high fill. The high fill might be the big fish, or the fish was this big part of the story. But anyway.
See, this is where we do a throwback for Jersey. Remember when 425 was first restored?
Oh, right.
You know that scene in Napoleon Dynamite where he like ties the string around the action figure and throws it out the bus window? I'm imagining the bell dragging along, kind of like that.
Just doing, it's too heavy for the string to hold, but yeah, that's funny. Anyway,
Get a heavier string then.
Northwesterner.
It's got a rope on it.
If I even have one, do I have any good memories for my time at Bean Sniff? Oh, plenty. Plenty of good memories from the times at Bean Sniff. Lots of them revolving around shit posting at corporate. Corporate was a lot of fun when we got to go and meet up together. Oh, okay, no, we can... Here's a story that I don't think I've told that is a fun story that thinking of corporate that I can tell that is funny. So I used to be on the Mechanical Leadership Council. There was 17 of us. They picked 17 supervisors, one from each mechanical zone and one from each of the big shops. And so I was the representative for Zone 1, which is the Pacific Northwest. And we would meet together 3 times a year, go tour around different facilities, and try and learn and see how we could help solve problems together, because there's not a hell of a lot of communication between facilities. Shocker. In the black box that is locomotive space. And so this is all for locomotive stuff. I think they had... No, there was some car... They did some car shop stuff too. But all the big shops were locomotive shops, except for the wheel plant. Whatever. Mechanical, all black box, either a car or locomotive. And so unless you knew somebody and you could directly go like, hey, Blake, you were in my class at PNSF when we were management trainees, and you work at this shop now. How have you dealt with this? There wasn't a whole lot of communication, and so the thought was we could go talk to all of the people from our shops or our zone, and then go and bring those ideas together across the system by having this meeting of leaders that were the good leaders or something, is why they picked us. We were supposed to be exemplary or something. Or in my case, I was a yes man that said, yeah, sure, I'll do that to everything, because that's how you be good at the job, right? He said, quitting the job because he didn't like it. Anyway, that said, at the end of the year, we would meet at Fort Worth at corporate, and we would present what we did to all the bigwigs. And so we directly got to have presentations for all the shop and zone superintendents. So these are all people who make several $100,000 a year. Who are making big decisions for BNSF, which at the time was a company of 42,000 people. And these are like the top 17 dudes in the department. The only people above them being the 3 chief mechanical officers and then the vice president of the mechanical department, who also were all a part of this. So we got to meet all those guys, present all to all of them, and then directly talk with them one-on-one. And there was some networking and social aspect of stuff that goes with it, which is the fun part of the story. We meet at Fort Worth. Like, we met some of them the first day. I already knew my superintendent for my zone. He was a really nice guy. Seemed like a really great leader too. Shout out Harold if you're out there. I really did actually enjoy a lot of the leadership at the railroad, despite some of the things that come with the Class 1. But the individual people that I worked with were all really great people. We met and like we're setting up for presentation stuff. We got to meet some of the guys, and it's kind of like intimidating. Like, these are people who have been there, done that, done your job, had been with the company for 15, 20, 30 years, and they're all like the big name of their place. Like, they're the celebrity of the railroad, of that zone, of that region. Like, all of the craft guys know Harold's name in my case, the Northwest Division. And most people knew the names of the big guys at the big shops. Like, oh, we've heard about the superintendent at Kansas City. Like, oh my God, right? Very much that social aspect of it. And so it's like, oh God, I'm meeting these people. And then you think, I'm going to be presenting to the CMOs and the VPs who are probably making $500,000 a year. The VP of mechanical, I mean, like, you're talking very top echelon of the company, of the whole structure here. Like, oh my God, I gotta present to that guy? That's a very important guy if you care about corporate whatever. So it was kind of daunting, but they humanized things for us very quickly, because after the first day, we were all gonna meet up and have dinner at this barbecue restaurant. They reserved a whole giant portion of the restaurant for just us. We'd sit with our superintendents and whatever. And we show up a little bit early, because of course you're going to show up early. You're going to be dressed business professional and everything. And we show up a little bit before time was called for dinner, and half the superintendents are doing shots of whiskey in the bar. So it's like, okay, there's already a little bit of okay, we're going to have a little different vibe than I was anticipating. We walk in to go sit down, and right after the supervisors take our seats, the chop soup, I believe he was the guy from Kansas City, so he's the big guy with the big name, the whole thing, comes running in all excitedly with 3 buckets of Coronas on each arm. The man's holding probably 50 pounds worth of beer. Like buckets that have like 6 or 8 beers each in them, with ice and everything. He's got 3 on each arm, and he's just coming in going, beer, 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 as he walks around handing out beers to everybody. And it's like, okay, nope, it doesn't matter how much this guy makes. He's a dumbass like us and wants to drink. Fuck yeah, we're here for it. So, yeah, the railroad, it's run by a bunch of alcoholics. Yeah, that's an objective truth. But yeah, Leighton always makes me think of that story, because I told it to Leighton. He thinks it's fucking hilarious, so he'll always quote it. But yeah, the image of one man with 3 buckets of beer down each arm, very good. So yeah, hopefully that was fun. Andrew Frame, okay, fine. 70s whistle uses more steam than people realize. Okay, I can't do the math on 70s whistle unless you get me dimensions. Tell them to stop pulling the cord so hard. Open your firing valve some more. Why do you care?
Make soup.
Make the soup. You have the soup valve. We don't get that. I guess.
Why are you buying clothes at the soup store?
I'm at soup. Yeah.
What do you mean you're at soup?
I'm at soup. I guess we don't really notice that at all in coal burning land, because we can't dynamically change the fire on the fly. And so somebody blowing the whistle, like, it's like, oh good, thank God they're using some of the steam, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, yeah. Virtual Rail Fan Productions. You've often heard that Norfolk and Western Hooters are called steamboat whistles. People like to call any deep-pitched whistle a steamboat whistle, whether or not they're actually correct or not, but either way. Let's see. And John Deere Boy. Oh god, chat has gone to the races while I was telling stories. What else is new? While on the subject of whistles, have I heard the James R. Barker Lake Freighter barking coming into port? It's a really cool sound. No. Send it to me. Jameson Newhouse. Hey, Hyce, wondered if you've ever watched the movie The Train. In it, there's a French steam locomotive that looks like it's, or sounds like it's getting worked to death and experiencing wheel slip. I've been told by Brett and Leighton that I need to watch The Train many a time, and I still have not.
It's one of many on
listened
our movie
or
night
watched.
watch list, and as was mentioned earlier, it's been a long time since we've had one of those.
Yeah, need to do that. But yes, we need to line our schedules up. Apparently, happening this week, assuming Leighton's over his plague. So, Jackson Wages, why don't
pestilence be upon ye?
Pretty much. Why don't ants get sick? They have antibodies. Corey Gibson, why do scuba divers roll backwards off the boat? If they rolled forward, they'd end up back in the boat.
God.
Yes.
That is an objectively correct statement.
Jacob Pfeiffer, is it possible to drain a boiler with just blowing the whistle? And if so, how long would it take with like 844 or 491, for example? It's been on your mind. Sure it is. Of course it is. I mean, drain it. Either it'd still be moisture at the bottom because it's at the top and you can't get all of it out when you run out of pressure. But you could drain all the pressure off, but you would be there for a long time. Because I unfortunately do have the experience of blowing the boiler dry from MAWP when Peaches had her little oopsie, thanks to the great Stromboli. We had to blow her dry. And by using the blowdown in 8-second on, 8-second off bursts, it took an hour out of a blowdown with a hole that big.
I was gonna say
An
blowdown
hour!
is like a 2-inch diameter hole in the boiler.
Yeah, versus a whistle, which has a 20 thou slit that steam comes out of. You'd be there for a long time. You could.
It's gonna take hours
You could.
to blow this out.
But yeah, literally. I mean,
It's gonna take hours to clear all this track.
so yes, you certainly could. But I mean, it would be. I would bet it would be more than 12 hours. So it would take a long time. Corey Gibson, what do you do with an elephant that has 3 balls? You walk the elephant and strike out the giraffe. Oh. God. Sports. I was like, I don't understand. Oh, it's a sports joke. I'm not a sports person. I broke my arm playing football in high school, and I said, you know what? Fuck that. So, haven't played sports since, really, other than bowling. But does that count? Does it count if you can eat French fries in one hand while you play the sport?
That's like the fish
Bowling
being a
has given
vegetable
us like
thing.
the greatest athletic quote of all time, which is, "Who the hell do you think you are? I am."
I am. I
Good.
fucking love that video.
It's beautiful. James Patterson, whalebacks, turtlebacks. I see. I've now only caught up. And Bandan, I agree, Jimmy. Turtlebacks for the win. No. Well, at least the rock, I think the whaleback, turtleback, whatever, great. But like, if you actually get the vision bonus of having one of those, then great. But if you don't get the vision bonus, why not just make a goddamn square?
Square.
Yeah.
Square.
All these squares make a circle.
God, I was looking for the same.
I have it favorited. I have that favorited along with other important ones like
Interact.
And then all the Robin Williams.
Flaming asshole. Down.
And then Wings and Strings,
Holy shit, that's a big bug.
which is very important.
COS a lot.
And then, of course, that's how you know that programming for COS is happening, is when Jazz Train comes on. So, anyway, Elijah Drummond. What are the different types of passenger rail cars? You saw your most recent Railroader video and wondered if there were more than a coach and OBS. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there are so many types. So many that I don't know if I would be equipped to properly actually say how many types there are. Off the top of my head, coach/chair car, diner, which you could also separate out into like buffet and lounge and cafe if you're the Southern Pacific. And then there's
Snack bar if you're Rio Grande.
Snack bar. And then sleeper car, which is not specific. You've got so many different types of sleepers where they might have roomettes, or they might have big rooms, or they might have all kinds of different varieties within sleeper. Or you might have conversion sleepers that are chair cars in the day, and then they're sleepers at night, and all kinds of crazy crap like that. Observation car is not even like necessarily one
It's not even necessarily
defined
type,
right? It would just have an end platform, which doesn't necessarily mean it's an observation. And then you've got dome cars, and then you've got all the head end cars, which include baggage and RPOs and combination cars and
horse cars.
And horse cars?
Horse cars. And
Yeah,
horse cars.
there were head-end cars built specifically to haul racehorses, which harkens back to a time when the lyric would have been, "I got my horses in the front."
Huh.
God.
Mark has spent a lot of time in a horse car, whether he remembers it or not.
That was a horse car?
Yeah.
That baggage car was formerly a horse car?
All of 20's nonsense at Strasbourg was formerly a horse car.
I didn't know that. I spent a lot of time in a horse car, horsing around looking for parts buried under parts, not labeled.
The
Square.
Square.
on the horse car subject, and Jersey might be able to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe the one generator car at the Reading and Northern is also a horse car.
I think that is correct.
Okay, I learned something. I didn't know a horse car is a specific thing.
It is cut down though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and beyond that, like, I mean, that's just even a short list, and that's probably not even getting into the nittiest grittiest, and there's probably way more types. So yeah, passenger trains have a lot of interesting detail to them, typically, particularly when you get into a longer train, and you get all sorts of different kinds of cars. So yeah, coaches and observation is a very small small look at it. Gregor423, are the DVDE6 raising her diesel RPMs while dynamic braking, even when stopped, a real thing? Is it just a bunch of resistors connected to traction motors, as far as you know, air-cooled on the roof? Yes, the engines do throttle up, at least the EMD engines do throttle up in dynamic braking. And I don't remember the reason why. There is a very important electrical reason, and I don't know it. But I do know that they throttle up when you go into dynamics, so I can tell you that for sure. Okay, let's see. Scrolling down, 80 Former saying ladder is rad, Scooby saying ladder is radder. Ah, half Mass, half Horace walked into a room. He was the centaur of attention. 2 in 1. How limes for that man. B&O 7611, yes, it does count. Mixing a beer while bowling, then super yes. Cheers from Michigan. I can live with that. Those rules. And John Deere Boy in my DMs. All right. The best ever Great Lakes salute. All right. Does a big boat.
He's got a really loud horn, Jake. That's what they said.
Loud?
Yep.
It's gonna be loud, everybody.
It's a big boat.
That's a big boat. I assume it's the most watched section.
The Lakers are massive.
That's a big boat. That's a very big boat. It's got stuff to haul. That is a wonderful sound.
That is very cool. I like that.
Is that a perfect fourth?
Whatever the interval is, it's satisfying.
It's like a descending fifth, I think.
Yeah, it's a descending fifth, you're right. Those notes. But octave down. My guitar is not tuned to the horn, and the horn's not in normal tuning, but...
Yeah, you gotta put it in boat tuning.
Which is slightly flat of E. There you go. Very cool. Thank you for sharing, John Deere Boy. Let's see. Osage Orange Gaming. Now we need a 3/4 of a bowler episode of Idiots. Oh, God.
That could be Dusty's episode.
That could be... Dusty is apparently quite the good bowler, so...
Dusty's awesome at bowling.
Yeah. I was on my high school's varsity team, but they needed more people, and was not worthy of being on a varsity bowling team.
You did bowling at Mines, didn't you?
I did it as my PE credit. So I guess it does count as a sport, because I got college credit for it. And then I carried it on intramurally. So, anyway. Does that make the museum a sport?
Yeah.
Competitive
runaway chasing.
Challenge pissing.
6 feet straight up in the air and not get wet.
Go to hell, Baltimore. Oh, good. Beautiful. Yeah, that would be fun. I don't know how we'd actually film that, but that would be fun. All right, AJ Rep 1994. It sounds similar to Jake Breaks in trucking. Lots of very low pitched. Yes. All right. Oh my God, we made it to the bottom of the top chats. Let's get back to these pre-asked questions here.
For now.
For now. I know. 300-pound baseman. Question: why can't you draw out the plans for Montezuma? Drafting tables are a dime a dozen. You certainly could, and I did. I did get taught how to properly draft at the Colorado School of Mines. I was one of the last classes of mechanical engineers that probably had to do that. Did you have to do that, Brett?
I did not have to, but I opted to do so.
But I would have to remember, A, how the fuck to do it. I haven't used that skill since freshman year of college. And that's, oh god. That's a decade ago.
You could. Ooh. You could draw the locomotive out in a traditional drafting style, but
could.
why would you?
Why would you when
I have
3D design is a thing?
I've received
basically.
an answer for a previous question from someone.
Oh?
Who says old EMDs went to run 5-speed in dynamics to spin the traction motor blowers faster to keep the motors from frying.
That makes a ton of sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah, because you'd need a lot of... Yeah, right. The traction motor blower was... Is that tied to the oxygen, or is that... I don't remember. I never got the electric side of the engines well enough. Anyway, continuing William's question, he drew blueprints for his outhouse when he was in high school, and he got a B for it. He says, I should consider it if I pull out the Rockstar hair when Stumpworks quits working. Yeah, we don't like Stumpworks. CS Railway Society. Yes, we see you. You felt a disturbance in the forest. It's as if millions of bells rang and then suddenly stopped. No, it was only one, and it was on the 9. You fuck.
It kept ringing as it descended the hill, presumably.
Presumably, the clapper went with it. Yes, it is.
We've got more answers. Traction motor blower is tied to the oxygen because the oxygen and blowers and cooling fans for the radiator are all 3-phase.
Interesting. Okay. Oh yeah. I guess they get their power from the oxygen. I was trying to think of if the actual blower itself, because there's a big fucking fan. That's what the bubble on the side of the EMD is. There's a big fan and air ducting setup right there, and I was wondering if that was the actual physical blower itself. But of course, yeah, no, the electricity for the separate motor for the blower would actually come from the oxygen because that's what supplies that electricity. Yeah, duh. Totally right. I was thinking mechanically because that's who I am, not electrically. But yeah, whoever this is, thank them. Thanks, Jersey.
Oh, that's the enemy.
Oh, of course it's the enemy. He's in my DMs too, but as you've seen, I don't tend to read them on stream because, shocker, everyone tries to DM me while I'm on stream, and it's like, hey, I'm trying to interact right now. We're trying to interact right now. So
I also saw 2 questions about pertaining to myself that I can answer really quickly.
Do it.
Someone asked me if I was going to be back on 3/4. There's one more episode, and then I don't know. Once I move to Durango, we'll see. If he'll have me back, I would love to.
I'm sure we can do that at some point.
And then,
timing, whatever.
The update on the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is surprisingly still open. It is currently sitting pretty at $86.25.
Return to Steam.
Yeah.
You'll love to see it. So we'll be getting that your way.
That'll be open as long as certain deadlines are reached on withdrawing the money, but it should be open for the foreseeable future. So if people still want to donate to it, feel free.
It's true.
Yeah, I think the link to it is in announcements in the Discord.
It should be, yeah.
So yeah, don't give if you can't afford it.
Right. For the people, some people noticed and were like, "Oh my god, Jersey looks great." And some people were joking. Some people probably didn't get it. We filmed the 3/4 show episode in fucking August.
Yeah, I still had a car and a, intact shoulder.
Yes. Not anymore, unfortunately, but we'll be working on both of those things. So anyway, Knight Rider 6068. When Railroader comes out, will you be playing it?
Oh boy!
Look at how old these questions are. Yes. Also, will it be a single-player series similar to Derail Valley, or will I be getting Khan in on it again? Also, we've answered this a little bit. Khan does not have interest in doing a series on Railroader. He was interested in being part and filming in big op sessions. He was interested, but he doesn't really want to do a dedicated series for it. And it is a more challenging game to film and keep interesting and engaging and not the same. So I mean, obviously, Con and I are going to do some more stuff, but he was more inclined to get back to doing more racing in Deero Valley last we chatted about it. So, yeah, it's not scratching Con's itch. But Con, as we know, is a fair weather train person, to call him out. So, anyway, the International Harvester Man. If Grandma gets back into service one day, you're going to refrain from playing Smells Like Kenosha around her, right? I mean, we already did when she was out of service.
Yeah.
Why not complete the shit post?
Also, what is this if she comes back? Like, isn't it a matter of when at this point?
It is.
Snap.
It is a
It's
win
when.
for sure. Yeah. And speaking of, if and when we play music at the EBT, coming up in September, there is a very high chance that we play Smells Like Kenosha while on a train, which I think would just be the ultimate shitpost. So
Falling
I
down
think
the
that's
thunder by doing that.
You played the end of the line on a
You're
caboose.
just
I mean,
asking for it.
he just
Strike me down, Zeus.
So,
You don't have the balls.
speaking of that, you may want to respond to that email at some point.
I do need to respond to that email. Yeah. I looked at it and was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great." And then I didn't respond to it because I'm the worst. I like clearing notifications, but like doing things is hard. But yes, I need to
feel
get back.
that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did I miss? No, did not miss the 4 Doors More Horrors. You just woke up to the stream playing. You were here earlier. Did you fall asleep? We're that boring, apparently. Anyway.
So, sudden nap is sudden.
It happens. Frankie717 asks, "Hey Hyce, if there are any standard gauge Rio Grande engines that would make it to preservation, which ones would I choose?" Mainline Through the Rockies is now violently foaming at the mouth.
It's now typing.
Yeah, and is now typing. By the way, you asked about the Mexican narrow gauge engines last time. You should have clarified you only meant the NDM engines, specifically the ones from Mexico.
Here's the thing.
oh God.
Now we've activated Goose.
I was gonna say the NDM was basically the nationalization of all the private railways that existed before that. So it's NDM is also FCM. It's also every single other... Shut the fuck up. Anyway, it's all the private railroads that existed in Mexico before that, nationalized under one name, is really all it is.
Well, there you go. As far as the standard gauge Rio Grande engines, I mean, I think we all want M64.
M64.
L131.
Yes.
What is the like smallish but not too small 10-wheeler?
Oh, the
like
T29. The
T29.
T29, we very much like the T29. Get pictures.
Yeah, I
You gotta do one with a center headlight though, just to make Mark mad.
I don't care about center headlights or not. I just think when you take the Rio Grande engines and when you take this beauty and then do this, I get confused. I like this. This is less good. But when you do this to my K36, then unfortunately you also have the keys to the Spazer. So what are you gonna do? You can't win. But yeah, T29, and M64 for sure. Is that an M64? One of these pictures that pops up is not actually an M64, and there's no pixels in that. These are models, but yeah, 1700s.
Nobody on stream
only
has
a model
context for that.
It's only a model. You love M64, super pretty, and then the L131, the big brute. Yeah.
I would also argue for an F81 because big ass 210 too.
F81s are cool. Brick shit house of a choo-choo.
Yeah, they are.
We need another Connie. We need a bigger Connie. C48.
You know, I'd be happy with the C28 that we have in preservation running.
I think we need a C48.
Not running, but I think it should be.
C48, man. We
Jeff
need
Taylor
C48.
is locking his lasers on your location.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Yes, them's the ones. Zweeder Z9141, hypothetical. Model company XYZ wants to make a new engine, never before available in SN3, the superior narrow gauge option. I didn't write this. And they solicit you for your opinion. As a rock and roll birdman, what do I choose, and how do I make my case?
Use broad top Mikados.
Those would probably sell the best, actually, for SN3 EBT, because the Rio Grande stuff has basically all been done, and a lot of the CNS stuff has been done, or if not all of. Probably most of it. I don't know if all of it. Same with a lot of the RGS stuff. Yeah, probably the EBT stuff would sell the best.
It's also like some of the only stuff that hasn't been made.
Well,
right.
there is some.
Hold
SN3
on.
EBT
There's something
stuff.
very important going on in chat. Heavy Tanker 1945, which we know that name. Granted, the K classes that the Grand ended up with were horrible, rode like crap, and were limited to 35 miles an hour.
Excuse ban them
what?
from chat, please.
Huh?
Yeah.
What the?
Where the
fuck
hell
are
did you get
on
that
about?
from?
Where did you get that?
Dos Vidania. The user's messages will be hidden. We will not take this heinous speak in my chat on this day. Even if he's referring to the standard gauge Ks.
Even if he's referring to standard gauge Ks, K59s were not bad.
K59s are neat.
The one class of K was apparently not terribly well liked by the crews. The 1200s, I think it was. I seem to recall that in reading Railroad Glory Days, but either way,
I cannot wait for this to like resurface in another server. Like Hyce
is evil. He only loves the Rio Grande. He hates everyone else. He's so mean.
Colorado narrow gauge simulator. Oh.
Rip Bozo.
Somebody get me a whiskey. Christ.
Going back to the SN3 discussion, there were some EBT mics made in SN3, but mostly were kits.
Oh.
But the one engine I would actually love to see in SN3, and I've kind of brought it up on a different streaming series. Can we get Zoomy Boy in SN3, please?
Zoomy Boy would be cute. I don't think there's much reason to make some of the really early Piddly Grand stuff. They would all be neat. There's not a lot of love given to the early, 1800s, 19th century modelers out there. Somewhere I just validated Josh Bernhardt.
But somewhere out there you just validated my Mason Bogey and CNS Mogul in HON3.
So,
which
anyway,
they both have Lincoln Pin. God damn it!
Why Lincoln Pin and like that?
I don't know. Why would you ever do that in modeling?
That feels like pain. Why would you do that?
It is.
I don't understand it.
If you're worried about losing your fingers for putting your fingers in between real ones, what tweezers are you using to put the links in? Anyway.
I'm gonna say,
hey, I see Bandovasion in chat.
I don't need an orthodontist license to fucking hook up some models.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean, Goose.
I see blatant ban evasion.
It's a YouTube chat. Anyway, it looks like I do have some top chats to get to here, so not just Goose for the NDM stuff. Well, there you go.
Yep.
We do like the.
See, I'm not alone.
Del Sur. We just think you're a nerd.
Striker, me, Wings. We're converting Jersey slowly.
I kind of like the NDM. Like, what were the little 10-wheelers that went really stupid fast? The outside frame ones?
Oh,
those are cool.
With 49-inch
drivers. Those are so fucking cool.
They 49-inch drivers. Baker valve gear on a narrow gauge 10-wheeler, which is just cool.
Such cool shit. Yeah. Anyway, Bandan, what's an android's favorite snack? Computer chips, but in small bites. If it rams them into its mouth, it hurts. Yeah, all the limes for that one. Thanks, Bandan. Solaris, a good story for the 3/4 show might be what happened to the Casey Jones engine. I'm sure that would be, because I think all of us tangentially know about it.
Yeah, I love that engine.
Of course, Green Ninja knows many things, but of the people who would be on the 3/4 show, I don't think any of us actually really know the total details of the story.
That would be a great 3/4 show with me on. I would just point that out.
That would be very fun. Maybe that could happen someday.
Ooh,
oh, yes.
Maybe.
By the way, not to necro the discussion earlier, but I'm only now seeing Wings is Photoshop from earlier. The whaleback center headlight K36.
As God
Yeah,
intended.
that was...
No! God did not intend this.
God did not intend this. Neither did God intend the, like, no flying pump K27. Or K28,
I was
sorry.
actually about to ask, Wings, can we have the picture of 474?
picture of
please?
What? It's just a
474?
normal
I'm back.
K28. Let me
No!
find it.
No, wait, no, I came back to K28 sacrilege, are you shitting me?
It's just a normal K28. Give me a
Shut up,
minute,
no!
I'll find it.
Normal
don't do that.
K28.
No.
How can... Oh
No,
my
it's-
goodness!
It's just a K28 in the backseat of a car.
But
Don't
it's
touch
got a
them.
slight dent in the front.
Leave them alone!
$7,000 for this car. But,
But
it's got a
slight
slide
dent
It's
in the
just,
front.
it's just a normal picture of 474. I don't know what the problem is.
Shut up! No!
Okay,
It's just
this,
a normal
thi-
K28.
this is actually a real picture, yes? This isn't Photoshop?
This is a real
is real.
picture.
Okay.
No! No! Don't gaslight the masses!
Hold on.
Yeah, no,
No!
like,
This is the
474 got
objectively
rebuilt like this
incorrect
for working on the shilling
K28.
line.
I actually
it
do
wasn't.
I do kind of like how it looks. It looks...
Also, I'm totally fucking with you. This is absolutely Photoshop.
Is it Photoshopped?
Yes.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ, you
good.
almost became the thing you swore to destroy! You almost spread misinformation
I
about
thought
narrow
this-
gauge to the masses!
I
you...
do that all the time. Have you seen any of my videos? I'm a clueless fucking moron. I don't know why anyone listens to me. I do my best, but I can't do better. So.
Here, we need a palate cleanser.
The biggest
There's
problem
a palate-
with this is the fucking footboard running through the pilot. The pilot's a catastrophe, and that's probably what the Grand actually had on it.
Yeah, that makes
That's real. Yeah, they did that.
I hate that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Just wrap the pilot around the footboard.
It's fine. This doesn't look
If-
half bad though. Even if it is.
If we want a
horribly
palate
shoot.
cleanser, there's a palate cleanser in VC text.
A good palate cleanser, I'll give that.
That is not a palate cleanser. That is a palate destroyer.
That is
That's
a palette
true.
cleanser.
We like Plu. Big Plu.
Big
Big
Blue.
blue.
That at least
Blue.
hides the weird like wart covering half of its face.
It's an auto
I
award,
like
it's
I
beautiful.
like the pump on the front. I also don't like
If they-
the Oahu
I
ones
like
look nice
flying
too. But
pumps if they would have done it as like the Yosemite Valley flying pumps, where it's the twin singles on either side. That could have been cool.
I don't like the twin
What the
single
fuck
pumps.
do you mean? No,
like
this
the
is
twin
how
sing-
God intended them to be.
The twin single we don't.
Perfect locomotive.
I like the later K28 better than the early K28.
I
But
like the offset compound.
but I do like this. It is a face that
This-
only a
this
mother and a
sparks
blue
joy.
bird man could love and a Jersey could love. But I do like it. Yeah,
I like it.
they're good looking choo
And
choos.
the 28 is the only class of Grand Mikado that I haven't actually seen yet.
Yeah, and
Someday.
you fuckers broke me. It is the only class of Grand K that I haven't seen yet. And
You're
Ah!
welcome.
ah!
You'll get there. Don't worry about it. Anyway, continuing on. Let's see. Taylor Stout, when will you be playing at EBT? I will be there. I need to respond back to Angry before I actually answer that, because we haven't confirmed that I'm actually doing that. We will probably be there, though. I haven't made arrangements yet, and my calendar is a dumpster fire. But I think that we'll be there. So anyway. Corey Gibson, how much does a chimney cost? Nothing. It's on the house.
Factually correct.
God damn it. Limes. Anyway.
Limes.
Limes.
Patriot Gaming, why did first-gen diesels have tall noses? I think the concept of not having 50 feet of locomotive in front of you is scary.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much what most of it boils down to.
That's why they also ran Long Hood first for
A lot
of railroads.
A lot of railroads. The Southern would like to know your location. Yeah. And then for the tall rear nose, I mean, more space to put things. I don't know. I honestly don't know specifically why,
Vaulted
but
ceiling for where you shit.
I mean, yeah. If you've seen some of the shitters and some of the
Shitter
low
with a
nose,
vaulted ceiling.
I had to help resolve a lawsuit for the BNSF where the engineer was claiming that the toilet was unusable because you could not sit on the toilet properly. It was cramped. It was not fun. It was not a great toilet in a locomotive nose. And the individual must have been a rather large human in many dimensions. by the
Oh, so
sounds
you-
of it.
You mentioned like diesel nose and poop, and I thought you were talking about the Merry Christmas. Shitters
No, not the
Full
1676, not the shitters full. Thank God. No, this was a different one. I have pictures somewhere in my Google Photos of me documenting that yes, I as an average human could sit on this toilet and do the do. Yeah.
Do the
do. Yes. I was wearing pants still. But...
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Anyway, Northwesterner, what is this Lincoln pin for ants? Pretty much an HO scale. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
Another reason to do SN3. 80 former, because I think it'd be funny. I sent you a song you made for April Fools in 2020 in Discord PMs. Would I play it on stream? Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I don't know. You sent me $5. We can try. Where'd you send it?
I would maybe like screen.
I would screen it first.
Yeah.
I also don't see where you sent it to me. So. Yeah. Anyway. Mad Lad, welcome to the Fireman. Thank you. Go check out the specific videos for you. And then let's see. We almost made it down. Almost. Doodlebug. That is exactly how nature intended her. She's gorgeous and beautiful.
Wrong.
We like...
Actually, it depends on what you were talking about.
K28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
K28, but what style?
The correct one. The actual one with the pump on the
correct
front.
one. The actual one with the
Correct.
compound flying pump.
Striker, you will help defend Goose from any NDM slander. I swear justice for 3028.
3028.
You guys,
as much as I would love to
you guys can
28,
stand together in your shit post.
But 3028 is in a sad state. It looks like she started getting the grinder.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. And now we're on a Mexican kick here, because that Mexican, presumably rail fan or something, is what the rest of their username is. Hello,
Yes.
Mexican Train Nut here again to give you more random facts. Did you know that there's only one video of an NDM QR1 3038 running in an excursion, and it was in Sesame Street?
What?
What?
That's a shit post.
So the QR1 is the northern, same as 3028.
Oh.
But
And it's on Sesame Street.
That's very
I'm
fun.
gonna need to see video of that.
This is Goose's Sesame Street arc. He's gonna be starting foaming about Elmo and shit.
Yeah.
Well, actually, guys, you didn't know this, but there's actually deep lore to It's kind of obscure. You guys might have heard of it. It's called Sesame Street. You know, look, everyone discounts the fandom, all right?
Jersey, you
It's a
underestimate it
week from
because
now.
at the museum, we count laps at the crossing, and I do the count bit at every.
Okay, but everyone should do that. That's
just like normal.
That's normal. That's
The origin of the 7 meme was us fucking with the people counting laps at the crossing. So, yeah, when you start giving them back in different languages and they get confused, that was entertaining. Until then they were spicy and just started yelling 7 back, because we don't run 7 laps for anything. So anyway, Corey Gibson, restaurant customer, do you have any frog's legs? Waiter, no, that's just the way I walk. God damn it.
Damn.
God damn.
Two Penny Studios. If Jersey's moving to Durango, does that mean he'd go through Alamosa to visit the CRRM? I would assume so, but I don't know.
I have to pick up my K4, man.
That's true. He does have to pick up his K4 that I'm holding hostage still.
I don't know if he'd go through Alamosa because he's going.
Oh yeah, you might just take 285 all the way, but yeah.
Yeah, it really depends on how I'm feeling. I might just do train stuff on the way, because I gotta stop at Caboose's house. I gotta stop at the museum and get my K4.
Naturally.
Yep.
I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that I'm gonna do. You know.
There you go. Other question from Two Penny Studios. Also, have you ever talked about different brake types on rail cars, i.e. UC versus AB versus ABD? Also, hi Mark from Asahola. Yes, hello.
Fuck ABDX valves. I fucking hate ABDX valves.
We do hate that. No, we haven't talked about it much because all we really experience at the museum is K versus AB, really. So that's we have Fs, Ks, and AB in service, and then when the blue dumpster shows up, it has ABDX. Which is the worst. But we've talked a little bit randomly in live streams and stuff, specifically about AB and Ks. They
We
haven't
like
gotten their own
Ks.
video.
At the museum, we like Ks.
At the museum, we like Ks. Fs are the same as Ks, but they're rotated
older.
different and older
Yeah.
and slightly. They're the same, operationally the same as Ks.
Operationally,
basically.
yeah.
But yeah, Ks are nice because they're very stupid. They're very simple. They just work. They just see pressure difference. They go. ABs have a bunch of safety stuff put on them. And I say it's safety stuff, but it's safety stuff for long trains, which doesn't have ramification for us at the museum other than it makes us wait a long time, which is annoying. Because AB
a long
valves...
train for us is like 8 cars.
Right. The longest train I've seen us run is 11 cars. And you
And
don't
that was
really
with
get...
91 as her own center helper.
Yeah. Although the long train we ran for Father's Day was 10, right? But anyway, either way.
But I wasn't there. I don't.
I
didn't.
The thing about it is, ABs, you have to charge them up to a certain amount before they'll let you actually set up and do tests. Which for a long train, Jesus Christ, like you absolutely need to do. But for a short train, doesn't make much of a difference. But anyway, so they're a little bit more annoying. And with novice engineers, ABs are worse in that they also have the safety feature of if you accidentally dump the train, they sense how fast the pressure has reduced in the brake pipe, and they will just dump no matter what. Whereas if you have a train full of Ks and you accidentally go too far into emergency, you can bring it back and save it, which with trainee engineers is sometimes a nice thing without ruining your operation, which ABs will have you do. So AB is more modern. They have additional braking capacity because they have additional reservoir. I believe AB has 2 reservoirs versus just 1 on Ks. And for a long train, totally makes sense. But in a museum situation, there's a reason we like the Ks. So anyway, 4 doors, more horrors. I'm sorry for falling asleep on you. You'll beg for your forgiveness. You're on your knees while saying this on a cat wheel loader. You're fine. I'm more worried about you falling asleep while on the loader than falling asleep while watching my stream.
Is whatever you are loading or unloading still where it needs to be?
Narcolepsy is a hell of a drug.
I recommend coffee and/or soda and/or lots of water.
Soda.
Something like that. Striker, you also the server knows how much you love NDM and the 3028. Good. That's fun. Okay. Oh my goodness. We're almost to the bottom of these. Mexican Rail Fan, you can send a link to the video if you want.
I was going to say they just did. And in Train Crew VC text, I do not care about the ping. This is a very valid ping.
Valid ping.
Train Crew VC text. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Importante, ¿por qué es el encargado de manejar el tren?
This is very fucking cool.
That is neat. Was it a production specifically for Sesame Street down south?
I don't know.
Oh god, that's a pretty looking engine.
They're such gorgeous engines.
Todos los ferrocarrileros cooperan para que el tren lleve sin ningún problema los vagones con pasajeros y
You
con
should
carga.
see the Mexican engines with like the crown on the stack and the star on the front.
I like the red rag for additional visibility.
El que alimenta con carbón las calderas de los trenes de vapor.
That's a pretty engine.
I mean,
Ferrocarriles
the red
de
rag is basically
vapor.
the same as
Sí,
when I was like,
yeah.
using delay to
Pretty
signal
much.
off.
That's pretty. That's cool. I'll have to check the rest of that out sometime. So, let's see. Andrew Frame, do y'all deal with the COT and S stuff at the museum? We do, though, like rebuilding of the more complex valves, we tend to have Durango do now, and then we ship them back around. But the simple stuff like Ks and whatever we'll do on the annuals on the cars. Yeah, we take care of that. But like last time we got a distributing valve for 491, we bought one from Durango and then shipped them our one for them to rebuild. So it's nice to have friends with a real brake shop.
Yeah.
Kroom, you're 3D printing a car engine. How are you? Cool. That sounds neat. Doing well. The caffeine is slowly hitting me today. But anyway, Lillian, oh cool, you've been here for been at this a year. Nice. Thank you for your continued support. A year as an engineer. And then Kroom also with a year as a brakeman. I appreciate you guys. You've a conductor for 6 months. Musical question. Will the newer music you have been using on the channel from Century Steam, you're guessing, be put onto the music streaming platforms? Yeah, it's mostly from Century Steam. So we need to discuss that as Century Steam people. Wings and I have discussed about it, like internally as the band, wanting to put some of the stuff on streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a timing thing, and when we get there, and not all of the music has actually been.
More things.
You've got what you need, Bucko.
I've got what I need.
No balls. Do it.
I have just been busy as shit.
I understand. It's fine. Anyway, yeah. The biggest reason why none of it has actually been released is that I want to master all the stuff in one go so that it's actually a cohesive set. And so if we release it early, then there's got to be a new version later and blah, blah, blah. So, and we're focusing on, I don't know, doing the rest of the stuff. So anyway, Bryce Weeks, there he is. Fireman for 19 months. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Currently headed down to Delaware to start your career at Amtrak. Oh, God, you fell in. You're about to go through the mythical land of Jersey, so pray for you. We will.
Oh, God.
We will. I don't know if it's mythical so long as it's,
Get out.
Infamous, but yes. Good luck and Godspeed. He fell in. He's starting for Amtrak. Good for you, Bryce. JSJ Inc. After a long shitty day at work, blowing up the big expensive motor. You don't like that. Thanks for always being there to provide education and entertainment. Hyce, especially the 101 series. Glad you enjoy. We'll have probably more 101 stuff coming down the road. I know that I've got a couple in plan that I need to do. Just got to figure out the time for it. Anyway, 84mer, trying this. Sorry, tried to send the song but didn't work where you should send. And don't worry, there's nothing bad. It's just loud. I see. Discord or the email or something, and we'll check it for next time. Tom Cole, hey Hyce, any chance we could get 12-string or guitar time to end the stream? We could oblige. We could do that. We haven't done that in a minute. Which we should probably be getting towards somewhat soon. We haven't put much of a dent in the pre-asked questions, but that's okay. This was a delayed episode and everything. I might theoretically be meeting up with friends for dinner. Theoretically. I don't know. The problem is I get too many messages from people, so I've turned off notifications for everything, and I don't check things like Facebook Messenger ever. And so there was an invite that went out yesterday that I only saw this morning. So I might be meeting up with a couple friends from out of town. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. Pilot Pegasi, a fireman for 12 months. Hey, you made it a year. Gold lamps. A lot of gold lamps in chat today. It's awesome. Hey, Mark, nice to catch the stream. Finally, hope you're doing well. Have you seen the UP safety video called Bottling the Air? Might be a fun one for Hyce Reacts vid. I don't think I've seen that specific one. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. That sounds fun. And average Pokemon fan, fun fact, there is a Canadian Pacific caboose in the UK. That is a fun fact. The funner fact is that there's an RGS caboose in Japan.
Yeah.
That's the one that blows my brain, is that there is an RGS caboose in Japan. So
one could say it's a fun fact Friday.
Indeed.
Even though it's not Friday.
Oh look, Molly's watching. Yeah, are we doing that, Molly? I don't check Facebook Messenger. I'll have to get you my actual number. But anyway. Yeah. We'll discuss offline shortly. But anyway. Yeah.
There is a photo of that RGS caboose in Japan.
There is.
I don't know where it is.
Oh, it's on the Narrow Gauge forum somewhere. RGS caboose Japan. We'll pull that up, and then I'll fire some stuff up. We'll do some guitars. We'll get out of here because, yeah, God, we've been going for 2.5 hours. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, let's see. RGS caboose in Disneyland. It's in Disneyland, Japan. Post from the Narrow Gauge forum. It's been heavily rebuilt, but yeah, and they put it on 30-inch gauge trucks, but that is actually, honest to God,
you can still tell it's an RGS caboose.
It's an RGS caboose that's in Japan. So 0403? Is that the right number? Somebody probably knows better than I do, but
You may be able to take the
But
caboose
according to
off
the Millbrook
RGS.
Railroad, RGS has a pretty big following in Japan.
RGS has become foamer legend everywhere, which is part of the reason why people
also true.
hate Colorado's, because we have so much cool stuff that everybody loves it, and then they get jealous of the fact that we have so much cool stuff. So
You may be able to take the caboose off the RGS, but you can't take the RGS off the caboose.
Something like that. Let's see, if we're doing 12 string, I guess we can grab this boy. Alright, I'm gonna mute deafen in Discord because this does not work for you guys in here. Amplifier's coming up. Let me play the ancient Chinese hymn of Tu Ning. I like it when they stay vaguely in tune. It's fun. Alright. And now we interrupt this broadcast to bring you... I assume the sound's working now. People are saying things, so let me turn off that. Headphone warning call, is it loud? It's supposed to be loud, it's guitar. We could turn that down. So take the send and... Is that better? Yeah, and it sounds like an airplane trying to take off because it's a 1980 Marshall, so... It's an old thing. Anyway, let me queue up 12 string, and then we'll give that a week go here, and then we'll see what else we turn into here. That is in here, in this playlist. I haven't played this one in a minute. I'm going to need to get some trim. But not right away. It's fine. Alright. Yeah. So one thing I did realize, as we're talking about dead capacitors in my old amp, yeah, I've had this super lead for, God, I've had it for 6 years now. It's probably time for it to get looked at by a professional. It's a 1980, so it is vintage. But I was hitting it with a boost really heavy in front. So with the boost off, yeah, it's a lot less obnoxious, and it's on 7 right now, and it's plugged into an aux box, so you're just getting the direct speaker. Yeah, but yeah, I haven't serviced it. It's been a couple years, so probably need to take a look. Hiss from bad caps. Yeah, it's probably time it gets gone through again. I had some work done to it on it in 2021 when it was trying to electrocute people because they copied the Fender death cap, and the death cap went bad. So yeah, it's probably time for the rest of it to be looked at. I think you know reference. But anyway, yeah, that was 12 string for those in chat who didn't know. That's an original. No, it's not on Spotify. It will be at someday, eventually. Anyway. Two Penny Studios, if you'd like, host me at the ARP if I want to do a video about valves, some rail cars with some of the valves you asked about. We just have to be careful not to upset Stefan. Okay, possibly. That could be fun. And Andrew Frame, headbanging emoji. Yes, we need to get some dedicated headbanging emojis. There is Guitar Face, Hyce, which does work, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know. What's next? What next, friends? I'm seeing requests for Hellbot stuff. I'm seeing requests for Lionel Traintown stuff. I am seeing and then Freebird, Hellbot, Lionel Traintown. I mean, I'm in tune. I'm tuned for Hellbot stuff, so we could do a couple Hellbot tunes. Why not? Why not? I got to play with these guys the other week. Oh my god, it was so good. I miss playing with them so bad. Let me angle the camera a little better so I don't have to be so obnoxious about it. Let's see. I don't want the single. I want the whole record. Yeah, we'll just go in order. Best guitar part. It's the one I played live. Yeah, that was Heavy Chevy, Hellbot. We'll do GTO next, but I do see, AJ, you're requesting Bad Company by Five Finger Death Punch. And call me a boomer old man trapped in a 29-year-old's body. I cannot stand that version. I will only accept the Bad Company by Bad Company version. I really don't like that version. Like, it's cool and it's heavy and whatever, but like... Nah, man, it's not for me. I like the dynamics of the original. Too good. Anyway, we'll do GTO. I see Kenosha and Freebird still. Are you guys gonna make me play all of Freebird? We can do that, but anyway, we'll play GTO first. Figure it out. Well, there's a couple of Hellbot tunes. It was Heavy Chevy and then GTO. Lots of good classic rock selections or suggestions in chat. I don't know all of Layla. I actually don't know the riff in the right key. I know the riff, but in the wrong key. I don't know. Panama, I need to actually rehearse. I haven't rehearsed it since the day of the Jersey stream. I need to work on that tune a little bit more. I want to play that right for Jersey before we play it again. Jessica would be nice. I learned the Jessica guitar parts just enough to do that intro for the 3/4 show, and I don't know any more. and I also don't remember those parts. I learned them, like I crammed for a test and then recorded it and then threw them out, because I didn't actually have to do that. So yeah, I still see more Freebirds. We could definitely do Freebird. Cookie Fatty 666. What railroad songs do I know? In terms of genuine railroad songs, like that are railroady, shrug. Train Kept a Rollin' by Aerosmith. Does that count? Parts of Crazy Train by I actually don't know Crazy Train properly. I really should learn the whole thing. I think we'll play Freebird, but which guitar to play it on? That's the question. Is this SG tuned to anything vaguely correct? No, that's way flat. We'll save time there. What are the odds that the old one's tuned up to standard? Why does everything I own in E flat? I don't want to retune that thing. It's got a vibrola. Fine, we'll bring out Lester. It'll probably need to be tuned, but it's pretty, and we haven't played it in a minute, so. Oh yeah, got it. It's in open D. Close to open D. It's in out of tune open D. But we'll bring it up to standard, and it'll actually hold tune better than the vibrola boy. Trem systems are cool, but they don't like to stay in tune. Especially not bad ones designed by Gibson. Love you, Gibson, but not your finest moment. Play this and we'll get out of here after this. You're welcome. I remember this. Oh god, here we go. About halfway through that, I had the worst cramp in my left wrist. It was not having it. That song is a motherfucker. Ugh, Jesus. But I'm glad I remembered it. I have to play that with my cover band at some point, eventually. Okay, did I miss any top chats in the middle of that 9 minutes of ridiculousness? It looks like it was all just birds. As one would hope. And Super Blue Hedgehog, 9 months, still no word from CSX, 7 months in ideas. Sorry, man. Class 1s suck. They're still a big corporation. They may not get back to you. But I see Tristan is still here. And we can't truly finish with Freebird. We have to finish with a shit post. So, in honor of Tristan, in honor of Studio 346, this is dumb, but we're gonna do it. This is Let's Dance. I can't hear the music. I don't know if you can. My bass definitely lost pitch in the middle of that. It's fine. I can't recommend running a bass through a old Marshall with too much drive on. It sounds like that. Anyways, everyone, thanks so much. Sorry it took us forever to get to this stream. Music was fun. I saw some comments that are like, you play guitar? And it's like, did you not go back and watch what this channel started? This is the guitar channel. Spoilers! And I see 94 Chevy did barely make it. Woohoo made it in. So, yeah, go check the beginning of the VODs and all that stuff. Yeah. And one last one from Brillbus a year ago. I never thought I'd be cannonballing across the entire Minecraft server in a 37 Santa Fe Trailways bus to my Freebird. Here's the good times. Thank you, Brobus. We'll see y'all next time. Remember, Tuesday, Montezuma Tuesday. Friday, my summer car shit post. It's gonna be fun. We'll see y'all next